Like this. Hit it.
The Roger Report live morning show, weekdays at 9 a.m.
Say y'all, I was on Roger's panel a few times and I couldn't take it. The heat. I got out the kitchen. It was hot. I was sweating. I had to get out.
He's Roger, and he's right.
Check this out.
Agreement by which we can live or die. You choose. I have spoken to you a lot of times in hatred and anger, and you have not heard me. Well, you had better hear me today. If you won't listen to me when I make an appeal for the Negroes because you have no concern for the Negroes, listen to me when I make an appeal for America. You claim you love America. Well, we love America. But you are driving us back and you are making a Samson out of us, and we are going to pull down the pillar. And then you think we have no right to ask for something? Is it too much to ask you to grant us human dignity? Should we be put down and shot to death for this request? If so, you can aim your guns. What the hell do you think we care about dying if you're going to deny us the right to live?
Good morning, folks, and welcome to another edition of the Roger Report Live, the best show on social media. If you are new to the channel, go ahead and take a moment out to hit that like button, because this is where you're going to find the best content on social media, and you don't have to worry about it because you're going to have me right here to make sure that happens. And if you've already been coming to the channel for a while, then go ahead and hit that like button, because you already know what time it is, and you know this is where you're going to get the best content on social media. It's not a mystery to you at this point. You've seen some other people do it. You've even seen some other people do it well. But what you have not seen is anyone do it quite the way I do it. So make sure you hit that like button. And everyone, yes, everyone, take a moment out to share the content, y'all. There are so many people who need to get great content like this, and it's just a small thing you can do to help the world be a better place. And isn't that what we want at the end of the day? Don't we want the world to be a better place? Of course we do. So share the content out. Share it through your social media. Share it through word of mouth, or even text someone's phone. But do what you got to do to help spread the word. All right, folks, today we are back. It's going to be another interesting show. We got another interesting subject. You know, if you know anything about me, I do's it, and I do's it well, okay? So we going to get into what I believe is a very necessary thing, okay? A very necessary thing. We're going to deal with the highest honor a woman can give a man, okay? We're going to deal with the highest honor a woman can give a man. We're going to deal with some other things too, okay? According to honoring a man, all right? We're going to help men identify do women honor them, okay? But we're going to really get into this one. But before we get too far into this, first of all, I want to say shout out to everybody who gives views to the channel, because I appreciate y'all. I definitely do. I'm glad I could be there. I'm glad I can give you something to focus in on while you handling your business, doing whatever it is that you got to do. Or if you just want to sit down and enjoy yourself and relax while you listen to the Roger Report Live, that's great too. Appreciate y'all. Shout out to everybody who leaves comments after the stream, because that does help with the algorithm. So appreciate everyone who does that. It's always a good thing to do. It doesn't make a difference how long the stream been out. Go ahead and make a comment when you're ready. And shout out to everybody who hit that like button. Same thing. Doesn't make a difference how long the stream been out. But if you're watching it live, make sure you hit that like button while we here. Just get it out the way. You don't want to forget. And that's just real talk. You don't want to forget because I know the show can get very captivating sometimes. Okay, so I appreciate everybody who does that. Shout out to everybody hyping me up because it's a blessing. They hyping people up. Why not hype me the most? So shout out to everybody who hyped me up. Appreciate y'all big time. And shout out to the people who go above and beyond to become what we like to call the sponsor of the stream. And every day we try to give honor to one of those people who already going above and beyond. So shout out to my main man, Vincent John Doom. He is the sponsor of today's stream, y'all. And y'all keep in mind, big or small, I do appreciate it all. All right, big or small, I appreciate it all. So shout out to Vincent John Doom, who is a sponsor of today's stream. And let me say what's up to a couple of people in the audience. Y'all know the system been changing up stuff, so I don't know if y'all got to change y'all names again or whatever, but I'll call y'all. If I can recognize it, I call you what I know you wanted to be called. If I can recognize it, But after a while, I'm just going to start calling y'all what y'all got. Okay, but shout out to the numero uno today. Okay, my main man who helps make better broadcasts. He does, y'all. He gives a lot of good instructions and good suggestions that we implementing things from my main man. He is the one, the only Chef Mike's Roundtable is in the building, y'all. He is in the building, and he is in that coveted number one spot, which also makes him the Highlander of today's stream. So shout out to Chef Mike's Roundtable. Appreciate you big time, my brother. Appreciate you big time. Glad to see you in the building. We got the righteous teacher in the house. What's going on, my brother? We got, what's this? Is that 7979? Kali Hakate is in the building. Great to see you. We got we got all my hosts demonetized in the building. Great to see you, brother. My brother, great to see you. Brother John is in the house. What's going on, my brother? Great to see you. We got Kevin 3904 in the building. Inspired Truth is here. Good to have you, brother. Good to have you. We got Afro Merchant in the building. My main man, Floyd Thompson, is here. Good to have you, brother. Good to have you. We got superstar Jay Quick in the building. Good to see you, my brother. Good to see you. And we also got but that was that Joe's was that I think that was the name he was using. Was that Joe's? No. Yeah. It's sometimes you don't remember every single thing. I think that was Joe's that you was using as Joe names. But shout out to you. Yeah, okay, it was okay. It's hard to remember everybody and everything and have it pop up in your mind like that. But glad to see you here. Glad to see you here, my brother. Glad to see you. All right, y'all, we gonna get into this. We gonna get into this thing about the highest honor. And y'all, I'm gonna tell you right now, it ain't what you think it is. It ain't what you think it is. But I got respect for the person who was putting this out there. And you know what? I don't think it's bad that people would think of it, at least in the beginning. Okay. Because we're talking about the honor a woman can give to a man. Okay. So I'm gonna say shout out to Kevin Sanders, who's may he rest in peace. Okay. Hopefully he with the Lord and everything's all good for him. Okay. But until we get there, we got to keep on dealing with the world we have in front of us. And the thing is, y'all, a lot of black men, we're not trained to look for a woman to honor us. Okay. They should. We do a lot for them, but we're not used to a woman looking to honor us. So it is good for people to hear the different things women can do to honor us as men. And heck, if the women listen to it, that should put them in a better position because at least they know what to do, a little bit better. They hear what the men got to say about it. Unfortunately, a lot of women, they only listen to other women about what to do with a man. And those women don't even have one a lot of the times. ain't got one, ain't had one. Been out here for years and years, ain't nobody claimed them. Y'all know how it goes. Women be in their own mind saying this is this and that is that. no man to actually verify and claim what's happening. uh so y'all know how that goes. Y'all know how it goes. Okay. Shout out to Chef Mike's roundtable with the FYI. And I'm gonna read this one for the first time. But you know that was good of you to do, Chef. That was good of you to do. He says, FYI, y'all, to the chat. You can go to your profile and change your name or your ad name to reflect something closer to what you would like on the screen. And there you go, y'all. Okay, because I'm eventually start working with whatever y'all got on the screen. I'm eventually start working with whatever y'all got on the screen. So hopefully that can go and it can go smooth because it may just be a new permanent change. I know companies do stuff sometime. And when they do stuff, and you can't beat the system. You can't beat the system. But shout out to my main man Trail Billy. I just see that he done popped up representing hashtag long live the habitual line steppers, hashtag Negroes in the wilderness, hashtag dignity over vagina, hashtag Al Gore's baby, and my personal favorite, hashtag Hell Hydra. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you. Glad to see you in the building. Y'all, so we're going to deal with the highest honors women can give to a man. Now, I'm going to say Kevin Samuels, he put something out there that, like I say, I think is a good reference point because people don't really even know. And I thought, maybe he put a little bit of thought in that and he came up with something probably on the spot where he said, a baby is the highest honor you can give a man. Now, I have totally disagreed with that since he said it. And I knew it wasn't quite real. It is, I'm not going to say it shouldn't be an honor for a woman to give a child to a man. Okay. It's just not the highest honor. Now, the thing is, if we be realistic about stuff, y'all, a lot of children are just bargaining chips. And I know a lot of people, you can be stunned by a person saying something like that. But if you want to be realistic about things, a lot of children are just bargaining chips. Now, you can get mad at me for saying it, but I'm going to try to make sure this is put out there so folks really get a sense of what's going on. Because I definitely want this to spread because I want men to really be thinking about what women be doing and if they truly honor the man or not. A lot of children just bargaining chips. There have been different ways throughout different societies that children have been used as bargaining chips. Okay. Even when it comes to countries that we talk, folks talk about royalty. Okay. This person has a daughter, this person has a son, but they're royal. They would have families, marry someone royal in another family, to better relationships between kingdoms and things like that. Bargaining chips. Not saying it's a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just calling it what it is. Bargaining chips. All right. It's not a bad bargaining chip. Okay. Just like I say in American society, when it to men, a lot of black men, just about every black man, a woman is a liability. Doesn't mean it's a terrible thing. No, this is a liability we can appreciate, but the average woman is a liability to a man. That doesn't make it a horrible thing just because she is a liability. The thing is, she could be a liability that brings you great joy, or she can be a liability that just brings you great pain, But there are some liabilities you got to deal with, and children are often used as bargaining chips. Now, the royal example I put out there because people should be able to see it a little bit easier. People should be able to see it a little bit clearer when you think about kingdoms dealing with each other. And you're giving a princess and you're giving a prince, you get them together so they can be king and queen in the future. Easier to understand, I would think, in people's mind. But children, for a lot of folks, just bargaining chips. If you look at the welfare system in America, children are bargaining chips. Now, in America, they became bargaining chips so much that they actually started changing things because women were having, yes, y'all, women were having so many babies just to stay on welfare that they started cutting rules. I think at this point they'll only pay you for 2 now. I believe that's what it is, that they'll only pay you for 2. Because the women would just have a baby, babies get a little higher, older, have another baby, keep the welfare going. Okay. A lot of crazy thing has happened. Okay. Now, I don't, I'm going to say shout out to Magna Void Son Dominus. He says, Roger, it has been proven. It is a Facebook and TikTok video circulating that confirms God and show that the DNA in the mother's womb sac and placenta carry the father's DNA, not the mother's, which makes all the sense in the world because babies come from fathers. I've been telling folks this for the longest. Babies come from fathers. Like, women have said time and time again that they give life and they just don't. Okay. Life comes from sperm. Men were given the power to give life. Women can just simply incubate the life. So when you start realizing real things, you can understand stuff has been presented in a way that a lot of them can't truly get. Now, maybe, possibly, you could say maybe a higher honor. Well, I don't know if that would be the highest honor either. Yeah, I was gonna say if a man gives his seed to a woman, maybe that's the highest honor he can get. I don't know if it even be that for a man. It's a great honor. If people look at it as an honor, it's a great thing. But children are bargaining chips. And a lot of men don't understand that. Women have been using children as bargaining chips for a long time. Okay. And they're going to continue to use children as bargaining chips because it is their way to deal with the psyche of a man. Y'all have to remember, women do live in a world through manipulation. Their job is to get some man to carry out the goal that they want done. That's what they're supposed to be doing as women. I'm not saying it's a bad thing all the time. A lot of women don't understand the value of it. We got a lot of women who work today. Okay. And that's a lot of women right now who still believe in their heart of hearts that families need 2 incomes. Now, why do women believe that family needs 2 incomes? Because they just don't actually sit about it and think. Women don't need to work in American society. Not once they got a husband. I understand a woman working if she ain't got no husband and she going to live out on her own. Okay, if she says she want to do it without men, yeah, you gonna have to get out there and get a job or whatever. Yeah, more power to you. If you want to make it in this world without a man, knock yourself out, go get you a job. But realistically, any woman who's married don't really need to work. Okay. And the job market would just adjust because you will have less women working because you got women that are married. The jobs that they have, men would have those jobs. Now, yeah, it would be still some women working because they want to be off on their own and stop living with their fathers. That was, everything was just simply adjust. Men would make more money even on the jobs they got because there would be less females working. And then a man could easily take care of himself and his family on a 1-person income. Somebody convinced women that a household needs 2 income, which has always been a lie. It's always been a lie. You just need an income big enough. And there's always been incomes big enough until women decided to just work. Not just work, but when they decided not to let jobs go, when the men started coming back home from war, they wanted to keep on working. Now, my thing is that's their own fault. That's on them. If they weren't really working, now I'm gonna say black women, had been pretty much working throughout all this stuff, but it was really the white women who didn't want to turn the jobs over once the men started coming home from war, and that's on them. But if you follow them, that's on you. Okay, it just is what it is. Shout out to Rael. He joshing around down there. At least that's how I'm taking. He said, "How's that possible? The black woman is God. Kids come from the mother. They have power over life." Well, they don't, and that's just what it comes down to. At the end of the day, they don't. Okay. All right. Now, is it good for a woman to be able to give a child in an honorable situation? Absolutely. But we also got to get real about stuff. There are plenty of women who give a man a child that does not belong to him. This is not a new thing. Okay? I understand we're in 2025 and people would think it's a modern society. No. This type of thing has been going on since children have been a thing. Okay? You know, thousands of years you can go back and there's been women who've been given children to men that were not their children. And see, the thing is, there were no DNA tests available. You couldn't just go get a DNA test. So it just was what it was. You know, some men reluctantly accepted it, you know, not wanting to believe that his woman was out there doing her thing with somebody else because men have egos and there was no way you can actually prove it. So a lot of family lines, they messed up anyway because a lot of family lines got different people in it that wasn't really even part of that family. But, you know, no one can prove it, so it just is what it is. You know, it's like, you know, you can find a family, and the next thing you know, the son got red hair, and no one can genetically explain why we got this one kid in the family with red hair. You know, it happens, y'all. It happens. Okay, so a child is a good thing. I'm never going to diminish that. But as men, do you truly believe a child is the highest honor a woman can give you? Because children have been used as bargaining chips for a long time. You know? Now, there may be something psychological going on about why women don't value children the way men do. Because I've said before, y'all, you know, we people say things, and I'm not saying it ain't no mothers that value their children. People have this concept of this mama bear who gonna go through anything to save a child. A lot of women, if that child is in a bad enough situation, they just want some man to do it. Okay. See, men are going to do things that don't make sense over the love of their child. I've said in the past an example before. You can have a man walking with his son, and somehow the son falls into the water. Father can't even swim. He's going to get his son. It's that simple at the end of the day. Now, if there's a bunch of other people around and there's other swimmers, sure, he may not jump in if somebody else is already doing the job. Let that man, son, somehow get into that water on his own. That man is in there. Ain't gonna be no hesitation. He in there. Why? Because that's his son. Would he do the same thing for his daughter? Absolutely. Okay. Because men, in a lot of cases, we will do far more for our daughters than we'll do for our sons because of the context of a situation. Okay. You know, back in the day before you had all this convenience, you if a daughter told her daddy she out anywhere at 2, 3 in the morning, even if she didn't have no business being out there, you know, daddy getting up. Son calls, "Hey, daddy, man, I'm out here. I'm coming home from work. It's 2 in the morning. You know, I got a flat tire. Boy, why you call me for this? It's a tire in the trunk." That's all you're going to hear. You know, let his daughter be out there. Dad, I got a flat tire. Where you at? That's what's going on. Where you at? Because I'm coming to get you. It is what it is, y'all. So my thing is, y'all, let's think about this stuff. What is the highest honor a woman can truly give a man? And I thought about this long and heavy, y'all. long and heavy. Now, y'all know how a wife is something a man is supposed to find. He's not supposed to have to make a wife. Okay, he's not supposed to have to sign up for something. So he had classes on how to make a wife. That's not something he should have to do. A wife is something he's supposed to be able to find. Okay. Now I understand everybody don't have the same belief system I have, and that's totally cool. But at the end of the day, even thinking about it from a secular standpoint, shouldn't a man be able to quote unquote find a wife? Shouldn't a woman have the characteristics of a wife? Shouldn't she be able to display that? Okay. In fact, Chef wanted me to read something. Let me get this in. He says, children are the highest honor a wife can give her husband. Anything less will bring, anything less will not bring honor, but will likely bring baby mama issues. I'm going to say shout out to you for that, Chef, because when you think about this, it makes a whole lot of sense. Okay? It makes a whole lot of sense because there are plenty of women who've given a man a child, quote unquote, just to take that child back and put that man through the ringer. Let's keep that real. There's been plenty of women who done gave a man a child, quote unquote, took that child back and put that man through the ringer because of that child. Not a very honorable situation, is it? Not a very honorable situation. Now, y'all, I'm not saying giving a man a child is a bad thing. Not saying that at all. Just ain't the top thing. I think those type of things should happen. But what do men want, y'all? And see, a lot of people, we just don't pay attention to society what men want. Now, I have, and I've looked into it. I've told y'all what it is. There are 3 base things that men want, period, when it comes to women. They want loyalty. They want good character. They want good company. If you go throughout social media and you listen to what men say they want in a woman, every time you have men talking, they're gonna say some words that's gonna equal up to loyalty, good character, good company. So now, when you think about that being the fact that it is, what becomes a very high honor for a woman to give a man? Now, y'all know men want to be respected, right? I ain't got to convince no man that other men want to be respected, because that man gonna look at himself and say, yeah, I know I want respect. You gonna look at your friends, you gonna know they want respect. You gonna look at your family, you know they want respect. You gonna look at your coworkers, you know they want respect. You might look at your colleagues, in whatever scenario, you know they want respect. You ain't got to know a person. You can go into a hospital, bunch of random people go into a hospital. You know, every man in there want respect. What are ways women can show respect to a man? Loyalty, good character, good company. Okay? Giving that man a child that he knows is his. Yeah, you can do that from a respect standpoint too. Telling the man the truth. Yeah, you can do that too. There's a lot of things women can do to honor men. We do have an issue amongst black men that we don't require different things from women. That's why I say it's good that people are starting to ask, what do you bring to the table? But men really should be focused on what does he require a woman to bring to the table. Okay, that's where it should be. Because when the man starts, if we can get men to start thinking about what we require a woman to bring to the table, see, now you can align things a little more easily and smoothly with your particular mission as a man. Because a man does have to figure out what his mission is. women's mission are already defined. You're supposed to be a helpmeet to a man. So you help the man get things done in whatever direction he's going in. There's really nothing to figure out when it comes to women. I'm going to help you, and that's just it. So now the thing is, how does she help the man? Well, that's why men should understand what they're requiring her to bring to the table. All right. If you understand what you require of her, it's a lot easier for her to do her assignments. Now, I'm not saying you got to know everything down to the detail, but you got to understand what your base is and what you require from her. You know, a lot of men say cooking and cleaning. That's cool if that's what the man wants. The man will more than likely want that. Okay, the more than likely that's what he gonna want. There's other things a man gonna want. Some men want their feet rubbed, y'all. Real talk. Some men go on a hard day's work. They come home. They would appreciate their feet getting rubbed. Now we don't think about that as from a general standpoint when it comes to men. But if a man wants his feet rubbed by his wife when he get home, she should be rubbing his feet. It's that simple at the end of the day. Okay, it's that simple. Now women will complain about a lot of stuff, and they'll say dumb stuff to men about what a man's requirement is. Yet they want men to honor them. Now in the black community, y'all know there's a lot of women talking crazy about the money and what this dude need to do because they still looking at men as niggas. And that's just what it is at the end of the day. They looking at men as niggas. So when they get on social media, the reason you have so many women saying about what a man need to do, and you have other men saying what women saying that men need to do, and there's a lot of false narratives pushed because black women ain't even got standards in the first place. Now, I ain't saying you can't meet a black woman with standards, but where is a black woman with standards? She probably already married. When you want to get real about stuff, things that are apparent, stay apparent. You find a black woman with some standards, more than like she already married. And that's just real talk. Because men ain't leaving those women on the market. One thing that you don't have a hard time finding. One thing you're not gonna have a hard time finding is some women with standards, and they're gonna be married. You're gonna see that. You're not gonna have a hard time finding a husband. Look at this woman. She has standards. She's a good person. She carries herself in this particular way. Now, I understand there's women who say they got standards. It's a difference between saying you have standards and actually having standards. Young women who have standards got husbands. You see? Now, we will take some nonsense as if it's a standard. Well, I need a man. And, and I'm going to say Kevin Samuels was popularized it among black women where men seen him say that. They started repeating. Then you had the women start saying it. Black women ain't never look for no six figures. They still don't look for six figures. They look for suckers that they can take advantage of. They will prefer you to have seven figures when you're a black man because of their issues with black men. See, notice when any other group of men is involved, whatever they claim is a standard ain't necessary. And then when you start looking at who they had a kid by, all these standards weren't necessary. See, I told y'all about a 2017 report specifically, but it ain't like that in other areas. But the 2017 report said that 72% of black women who had a child out of wedlock. And then it reportedly said that the report said that over 50% of the men they had children by made $10,000 a year or less, which means we talking about a bunch of niggas with no jobs. And that just is what it is. Now, I'm not saying some of them wasn't doing something illegal and had off the book money, but that's what black women have said that they want to have baby by. Thus, the group of men they want to have children by. So I understand a lot of folks would say, well, black women guys, no, you got people who say something, but if you actually got standards, I can see it. I don't have to go looking for it. I don't have to go to specific neighborhoods to find a woman with standards if black women generally have them. Okay. And there's other women who, start repeating the same nonsense because our boy Kevin Samuels got so popular. But this ain't about him. This is about the truth. If they had standards, we would see lifestyles that reflect the fact that they do have standards. So, as a man, what's the highest thing a woman can do to honor you? Because if it's a child, which women use as bargaining chips, is that really the honor? How does she give you a child? And that's your highest honor? Because I'm just saying it ain't. Okay, it's just not. It's up there. I'm not gonna say it shouldn't be a high thing, but it's only in certain scenarios. Because if you have a child out of wedlock, there is no honor. Period. You don't know what she gonna do with that kid. Any child born out of wedlock, there was no honor in it. When do women have children out of wedlock? When they have another nigga's baby they wasn't even supposed to be with. That's having a child out of wedlock. She could be married to one man and have another nigga's baby. Okay? She could be married to no man and then use that baby to suck money out of the guy she had the baby from. See, if you having a child out of wedlock, where the honor at? But I'm gonna let my main man Kevin then came up, so I'm gonna go ahead and give him the mic, and we'll get a little bit more into this a little bit later. But go ahead, Kevin. Start where you want to start from, my brother.
Good morning, my brother. Good morning, my brother. Good morning to the chat. Roger's usually right, but today he beat around the bush on this thing, so I come to set the record straight for y'all. He almost got to it just now. He almost got to it. Yes, a woman can give you a child, but she can also give another man a child, whether she's your wife or not. A woman can respect you, but she can give more respect to another man than she can give to you. Now, loyalty is high because if her loyalty ultimately lies with you, it can lie greater with you than it can with somebody else. So I'll say that's high. But the thing that Roger does not like to do is put women in a corner that they can't get out of. Me, I don't care about them hoes like that. So I'm going to tell you the truth. Roger ain't going to say it. This ain't his opinion. But this is the truth. The highest honor a woman can give you is her virginity. She can't give it to nobody else and then give it to you. She can't give it to you and give it to somebody else. She can only give it out one time and one time only. And they know once they give it away, they can't get it back. That's what the issue is with these women out here. They know they are forever changed and they must choose correctly in order that it profits them when they do give it out. That is the highest honor that a woman can give you. It's up to her to find the best man to give that honor to. But once it's gone, baby. It's gone. All the rest of that stuff, she can take it back and give it to somebody else.
I'm gonna say
what say you, Roger?
I'm gonna say shout out to you for getting that because I was going somewhat in that direction, which I'll explain a little bit later. But truth be told, that will be included. So I mean, if men look at virginity as the highest honor, that puts us in a much better place. It definitely puts us in a much better place. So I'm rocking with you. I'm rocking with you.
All right. Now, I see. I know you like to leave them a little bit of out. You don't want to put them in a situation where they feel like they just can't win. But one of the things that KS did get right, I didn't agree with everything he said, but I agree with a lot, was that these women, when they feel like they ain't got nowhere to go, they just go haywire, bro. They just go haywire, bro. This is one of them trick bags they can't get out of, man.
Mm-hmm.
And what I say to women, young ladies, preserve yourself. I don't say this in hatred or nothing like that. Preserve yourself. If you are a woman and you are listening to this broadcast today, you listening right now, and you hearing what I'm saying, and you've already given your virginity away. You already got children. You already got children out of wedlock. The best thing you can do is teach your daughters to preserve themselves.
All right.
Mm.
Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you. See,
Yeah,
my
I like
thing is
that.
that should be high on the list as well. That definitely should be high on the list. And you're gonna understand where I'm coming from in a minute. But before I
Mm.
go, we got my main man here. He was the minister of counter propaganda.
Yes, sir.
Compassionate Catalyst is in the building. Go ahead, my brother. What say
What's
you?
cracking? What's cracking, bro, man? I'm glad you brought me up. Nah, great topic today. I like I like Kev's I like Kev's take on it. I'd say because I like the way you framed it. I've
Thank you,
definitely
brother.
heard I've heard Roger refer to I've heard that before. I mean, my whole life that the highest honor a woman can give you is a child. Which and it's interesting. Your take is interesting in that you don't see it that way, and made me think. Now, yeah, to me, if I was just thinking about it off the cuff, reproducing my genes is definitely high up on that list. You know what I'm saying? It's high up on what a woman could offer me. That would be what I would regard as the highest honor. So I'll say the number one thing that's the highest honor a woman, and I would tell young women is your fidelity to a man, which I think I could include maybe your virginity. I
Okay.
think the highest honor a woman, even a young woman, can offer a man that she wants or she's chosen is her fidelity. Like in John Wick, like the high table. John Wick was expected, and every assassin was expected to serve under the high table. They could do whatever they want, but you loyal to the high table. So I think that's the high, and that's the rarest thing. I think married men don't have their woman's fidelity in the sense that her loyalties, your interests trump her own interests.
Right.
That's the highest honor a woman can give you, and very few women have given that honor. That's what I'll say.
Man,
I can agree.
boy, that was good stuff. See, I like y'all. Y'all come up here with some good stuff. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. And I'm gonna say, real talk. Like I say, y'all, when Kevin Samuels started pushing that a baby was the highest honor, I think it was good because I think he just did that off the cuff. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah,
And off the cuff, that's a solid answer, but it's in there too. It's in there. Okay, it's in there. Now, I'm gonna say not to trump nobody, but and I'm gonna say y'all, let's keep in mind. I actually had time to think about it because I knew I was gonna do the show.
yeah,
So
yeah.
these
No, I
brothers
feel
only can saying what they saying based on just right now, which I like the fact that they put some thought into it. Say, well, you know what? Is it really a baby? Or is there something else? And I think they both gave some great answers that will be included in what I'm gonna say. And my thing is, y'all, it just is what it is. The highest honor a woman can give a man is youthful submission. Now, why am I saying that? Youthful submission, because an old lady can submit to you too. A woman who's she been out in the streets her whole life. She in her 60s, and she worried about how she gonna die and what's gonna be done. She can give you submission. She could have 3 other kids already. She could have never been married, but she can give you submission as an old lady. And I'm not saying that that's bad. You know what I'm saying? If you can get a guy that'll take you on and submit to that guy, it's still a cool thing, but it ain't youthful submission. Youthful submission includes a lot of great things. Guess what, y'all? Virginity in there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when do you expect a woman to be a virgin? When she an old lady or when she young?
She are.
yeah.
Makes sense to the world to me. You know, fidelity is in there. But when do I want it? Do I want it when you're an old woman or do I want it when you're a young woman?
Right.
I'm
Right.
not saying older women's fidelity has no value to it, but it ain't the same value as a young woman's fidelity.
No,
And
I can
as
deal with
me,
that.
yeah, and as men, and I understand it because in the black, amongst black men, we're just not taught to require stuff from women. Okay, and women are dead set against anybody being able to lock them down with the requirement, which is why they have such a bad reaction to that. What do you bring to the table thing? Now, and I'm saying men ain't even where they need to be, because it should be what do you require her to bring to the table, not what can you. I may not want anything you got to bring to the table, okay? Because at the end of the day, it's a lot of hoes out there that can bring some stuff to the table. I don't necessarily want it though.
Quick
Look, baby,
question,
I'm good
Rod.
in the bedroom. I can suck a mean dick. That ain't what I want you to bring to my table.
Quick
I mean, it's
question.
cool if you can, but that ain't what I want you to be talking about. You bring it to my table.
Quick question, Roger, so you can clarify for us. Because you're right. I don't think most black men especially, don't ask for submission, wasn't raised to ask for submission, and really aren't expecting submission. What do you mean by, I get what you mean by youthful. What do you specifically, or what should a black man think about when he hears the word submission? Or what do you mean by submission?
I literally mean for a woman to get under that man's mission, just like the word submission means. I am trying to go somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Wherever I'm trying to go, I need her to try to help me get there. Point blank, period. So now the thing is, what is that going to include? That can include anything for any man. But the thing is, you got to really put your heart there to say, I'm going to do the things this man asked me to do. So because we're going to take a risk that this stuff is going to work. And that's the thing about life. People keep trying to avoid the risk.
Yeah.
Especially women. You meet a young man, but he ain't who he gonna be yet. So they trying to avoid the risk. It's like messing with a 17-year-old Kobe Bryant. Okay. Matter of fact, Kobe a great example, because Brandy when Brandy went to the prom. Kobe did like Brandy, but Brandy already was selling records, when she met Kobe. And maybe Brandy just didn't want to take a risk that Kobe was gonna be something, because he was going to the NBA, but hey, I sell records already.
Right.
I don't want to take a risk about what kind of NBA life you'll be able to achieve. Now, I didn't know that you was going to start challenging for greatest of all time. I just knew you was going to the NBA. So from a status perspective, because I'm Brandy already, I don't necessarily want to take this risk.
Yeah, I could do better. Yeah.
Well, I don't know what you might get to the NBA, but you may be stuck on the bench for your whole career. You might only have a 3-year career. The basketball players don't last that long. 3-4 years, you might be gone. I can sell records for a long, long time. I can keep on singing. Do I really want to take that risk? Now, let's be realistic. If Brandy had an ideal of what Kobe would become, would she have thought about staying with him? Probably. A person who's regarded as one of the best ever, yes, she probably would have stayed with that guy. But And I'm not saying this person about, we don't know Brandy. I'm just saying this how it look. Brandy didn't want to take no risk, just like black women don't want to take a risk with black men. She just didn't want to risk. Risk aversion. Why youthful submission is important. Okay? If you ain't willing to take no chances with me, you ain't really nothing to me. I need somebody willing to take that same gamble I got to take in life. I want you taking it too. And if you won't take that gamble with me, what do I really mean to you? But I got other people who came up, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass them the mic. The name is Protagonist. Appreciate you, brother. You honor us with your presence. You have the mic, and we'll get Bad Black Gamer in right after you.
Bad Black Gamer, go ahead before me.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
Okay. Glad to talk to you. For I've been listening to the show for a long time, Roger. And Nameless, I know I've seen you on here many times as well. So glad to finally get to come up and actually talk to you fellas. And thank you for letting me come up and talk to you.
We appreciate you, brother. Welcome to the show too. Welcome to the show, because it's your first time.
Yeah. So I know I've been following y'all. I'm always chatting with you guys, and sending my little comments in, trying to be funny and stuff, time to time, but serious at the same time. And this is a good topic, and my thing is, and there's a couple things I want to bring up, and I'm gonna try to be short with it. I don't know if y'all saw the video about a girl was complaining on YouTube about how she had been a virgin until she was like almost damn near 30, but now she's a single mom. And y'all saw that one?
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
find
see it.
that to
I'm
be
just laughing at
hilarious.
the concept.
Well,
Find that to be hilarious.
Well, here's the thing. Y'all probably see it. 'Cause I think a couple other people in the in the Black Man Spirit was talking about it. But one of the things I thought about right away was, wait a minute. You waited till you was almost 30 to be a virgin, and you didn't wait long enough to get the guy to get you to marry you and have the baby in wedlock. And I'm like, first of all, you got like, cause she's upset. She's talking about men are bad and they food, they not upfront and all that stuff, and they lying. I'm like, wait a minute. You held your virgin. You kept your virginity till you was almost 30, and you just gave it up to a man without requiring him to marry you first. I don't know what to say with that. You know what I'm saying? Like you trying to say that you did everything right, but actually you didn't. You're supposed to have a baby, and if you're gonna wait to be a virgin, then you should give it to the man that marries you, right? If you're trying to go down that route. So I didn't really understand why she was upset, because she kind of missed the step to me in that regard. But another thing, just be right quick with it, not hold you guys up. A girl that I've been talking to for a little while, I'm divorced now. I was married for like over 16 years. Got married very young. Now I'm in my 40s, 42, and so I got a girl I'm talking to. Nothing serious. I'm not trying to get married ever again anyway. Because I just don't see the value at this point. And I already got my kids and everything. But she asked me just out of the blue, like, what do I really want from her? You know what I'm saying? And the thing, I thought about it for a second. I'm like, really? I mean, it's not really much you can give me that you haven't already gave to somebody else. Like, you gave your virginity away a long time ago. You've had kids by other men. You know what I'm saying? So at this point, I mean, only thing I can really ask for is respect and peace. And I guess one of the guys said on here, like, fidelity. You know what I'm saying? But outside of that, it's like, that made me think about it. Like, 99% of the women, by the time they're over the age of 20, before they're even adults, they've already given away some of the greatest honors that you can give a man. Like, number one, like Kevin said, being your virginity, and number two, your womb. So we heard that. Y'all heard that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So So I mean, that's like the main thing you can give a guy: your womb, your virginity first, and your womb. And now we all live in the modern day, so we all know that 99% of women we come in contact with, they've already slept with multiple guys. You know what I'm saying? I don't imagine most of us have ever experienced being with a woman who hasn't been with somebody before them. Yeah, at least I know I haven't. In my experiences. So, and I never will at this point. So
it's a wonderful thing, sir. Don't give up hope. It's a wonderful thing.
I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? I ain't worried about it, but I'm just saying it's like, and then another thing, just to be funny, you know what I'm saying? I was looking at my girl and I was like, we had, done some activity, and I was thinking to myself, like, I'm fighting we are here fighting to get with a girl that's already had multiple men nut on her face. And we fighting to kiss that in the face.
And
you think about it.
You kissing that directly in the mouth.
Right. And I was thinking about that after some little adult activity. I was thinking about that. I was like, wait a minute, I ain't the first guy to do this. You know what I'm saying? So they kind of hit me. They made me feel some kind of way. But I'll fall back and listen to the rest of you guys and your conversation. I'll stay online for a little bit.
I like this new chap.
But he got a heck of a way of putting things, huh? Okay, we're going to give it to the one and only, the nameless protagonist. Go ahead, my brother.
To the chat and the instructors on the panel. Os. not out of spite, but for clarity purposes, I'm going to be nitpicky with this. The title says the highest honor a woman can give a man. And that's an important line because it is what a woman can give a man. Submission is a required ingredient for leadership. It doesn't have a gender descriptor. So I do understand 100% what Roger's talking about when he says that. I'm not attempting to be obtuse, but I want to draw back to a point that everybody has been making to some fundamental degree or another. And it's that the woman bears the child. That is something a woman biologically, not socially, has to do. That whole process of having a child doesn't happen unless there is a sperm cell that initiates and triggers that cascading event that leads to a fetus or a zygote, that leads to a fetus, that leads to a child. And we've got a epigenetic tick for tat that occurs where the man's paternal cells in that process encourage the growth, and the woman's X chromosome or her maternal chromosomes actually regulate and hold that growth back. Now, the importance in all of that is supposed to be a matter of co-creation, because we were supposed to be working with each other to co-script civilization. And through this commodification of human beings, that process has been lost, automated, and in turn so superficial that the idea is that the moment the dude busts, that's it. It's between her and the state. So fundamentally, the nature behind having that child is subject to intention. I'm getting somewhere with this. If we compare what it means to take a life, in an absolute sense, you can say taking a life is wrong in all instances. But when we apply that to real life, we understand that there's different terms that are applied to that, because not all instances of someone's life being taken is the same. It's still something greatly averted, greatly unencouraged, but fundamentally, the context under which it happens and the intention behind the action means more than the ultimate action in and of itself, but the action in isolation is still that thing. A woman giving birth to a man's child is still that same highest honor a woman can give a man. But the nuance here is her intention behind it and the context behind it has far more opportunity to be distorted in a society that has high social entropy, meaning that you get more states, more macro states of negativity, manipulation, and control than you can something that's considered honorable. So while this is tapping into the common sense we all have, I'm saying context behind that matters. But the reason we value that is because her having a child, her being a virgin, her being virtuous, her being invested to you, there was a time where all of that was implied. And that's something that was eroded and watered down with this new social contract, especially in the developed first world, where it's made those things redundant and offset it to the state primarily.
Now, and I'm gonna say, and real quick, matter of fact, let me say this too. Shout out to Kevin, 3905. He sent a cash app after the show yesterday. Yesterday afternoon, y'all. He said another explosive Bible study. I appreciate that, my brother. I appreciate that, y'all. Bible study was something else yesterday, y'all. I don't even get the full context because I missed some big stuff in myself. But unfortunately for y'all, you wasn't there. You got to be at Bible study, know what go down at Bible study. But it obviously was a great one yesterday. Real talk. Now let me say this too, y'all. Now, my thing is, a baby is important. But like I said, I've never agreed with the concept of baby is the highest honor. Because I'm looking at life for what it is. Everybody can't even have one. There are women out there who, unfortunately, something happens to them and they cannot even give you a child. So that's just off the table. But what do I need as a man? I need her to respect me. I need her to be something that's an addition to helping me with my mission. I don't need her to be taking things away from me. I don't need her to cause me extra headaches. I don't need her to cause me extra strife. I do honestly believe the reason a lot of black men die so early because our women stress us out.
Yep.
I honestly believe that. You know,
Roger, what I'm trying to say, and I don't want this to be lost, I said everything I did very specifically for a reason. I think that what you get when a woman can't provide a man a child are mechanisms that are operating in spite of that. I think most of what we see in society right now are things being done in spite of that. I'm going to be adamant about this, actually. I think most of what we see are coping mechanisms to deal with that, because we're speaking specifically to what a woman can give a child, not what people can do for each other. Because you could go off the deep end with that interpretation, Roger, and you don't have to be. That can happen in any sort of relationship. That's why I said submission is a requirement for leadership, because it's a proxy of authority. You don't get any of that without submission. That can look like anything across all gradients. I'm speaking specifically to the child piece because it has to be brought front and center, because everything else outside of that is an adaptation. It is an unorthodox to the orthodox.
Wait a second here, Robert. Wait a second. We got nameless protagonists, our resident wordsmith, or word warrior, if you would. Fantastic. And for probably what I can think is the first time I'm gonna have to disagree with you, brother. You put it eloquently, but man, let me tell you something. They can give a child to any man they so choose.
That's not my point. That was not my point. That's the first thing I said I wasn't saying. Okay. What I'm saying is the key to it is that it is a matter of the intention behind that action. It doesn't change the action itself.
That's correct. So but I do agree with that, though, because keep in mind, I said the most important thing that they can get, or the highest honor, is youthful submission. If you're giving youthful submission, that can include virginity, that can include children, how you're going to raise these children and things like that. Yeah, so the context behind what they do with a child is important. I'm just saying I've never agreed with the concept that having a baby is the highest honor a woman can give a man. I don't think that's correct at all. I think it's youthful submission. When you get youthful submission, that can include children, that can include marriage, that can include virginity, that can include building a business, that can include buying a home, that can include. That's basically saying the woman is giving her life to that man.
Hold on, but I'm saying, Nameless,
no,
correct
I
me
don't
if
think.
I'm wrong. Nameless,
Go.
correct me if I'm wrong for clarity,
Yeah.
so you ain't repeating yourself. Ain't that is it in a sense that's what you're saying? You're saying in a traditional sense, a lot of things would be implied that the woman comes along with to substantiate the statement that the highest honor she can give you is bearing your child. Are you saying in a traditional sense that would be the highest honor, but in this
that is the
not.
orthodox to which the current society now is an unorthodox to? Yes. Right. So it's the initial orthodox expression. That's why I said everything else is a coping mechanism. And I gotta be adamant about this, because everything I'm hearing is an adaptation or an adaptation to not having that as the standard, because of all of these internal modifications that can be applied to it. I'm saying, generally speaking, until children became optional, this became a thing where these issues were implied with that. And you had an entire social stability mechanism that kept the entropy from happening. So those macro states that weren't animated by those positivity, the things we're talking about, naturally would die out on their own. I think it was mentioned the other day about the whole concept of shotgun weddings and all of that. There were all these different social mechanisms in place to protect that, because people understood. It wasn't until the Industrial Revolution that children became more commoditized, and they just ended up being, it was more easy to leverage them as tools. I'm going to
would
just say
you
this last part so
go
you can
ahead, go
see
ahead, go ahead.
historically. This was something that played out a lot in dynastic periods where they were using it, especially on the continent, where children would be used to resolve conflict. We see the Spaniards use that as a colonial tool.
Right.
So what I'm saying is we're back again to that is the orthodox basis for the highest honor, but it gets eroded into something
Right.
different because all of these things used to be implied. Now they're coping mechanisms, and now the woman's submission is amalgamous to that. I'm saying that's an adaptation, not a baseline.
So we need to update our standards.
No. Now going back to the Orthodox.
Hold on, Kevin. Because I disagree with that myself, but I do appreciate where it's coming from. I'm just telling you flat, I just do disagree because that, based on how I see life, I just don't see that to be true. But you know what I'm saying?
What do you
I'm not
disagree
saying
with?
it's a bad thing. I'm
you
not
saying
saying
you
it's a
don't
bad thing.
you saying you don't
It's
agree
just
with the notion that the highest honor is
no.
or always was a woman bearing your child.
I've never
No,
agreed with that. I've never agreed
Right.
with that. The very first time I heard it, I didn't agree with it. It does, based on how I see life, it don't make sense to me. But we do have Santana that came up, so I'm gonna try to get him in. I'm trying to get everybody in quicker nowadays. So he came up. I'll deal with that a little bit later when I get a moment to. And Kevin also has some form of rebuttal, so we'll deal with that in a minute. Santana, you got the mic, brother.
Yeah, good morning to y'all, brothers. Good morning to the chat.
Good morning.
I'm gonna be
What's
real
good?
quick. As far as I'm concerned, I think when I really thought about it, honestly, a woman giving you a child is probably the highest honor she can give you. And the reason I think that is because to me it's not respect, it's not a lot of those things, because those things can be taken back. She can give you respect, she can give you all these things and take them back. But once she give you her womb and she bear a kid for you, it's no coming back from that. She done messed up her body. A lot of women say, that alters them, and I guess in a certain way that we can't understand. It literally changes them, changes everything about them. So for them to give that up when they know that their most prized possession is their body and they messing it up for you, that's probably the highest thing that they can give you. To me, again, it can't be respect or none of those things, because they don't value that. They don't value that like we do, like how we value respect. Because they will take that back in a heartbeat if they don't feel like it, or you know what I'm saying? It's just they acting off emotion, so they'll take that respect back. But again, they can't take messing their body up for you. They cannot take that back. So that's why I think that.
Okay.
For the record, I'm not saying anything he's talking about with that, because he need to take that up with God.
I didn't say that you were saying. What are you talking
I'm not
about?
saying it for you. I'm saying that for the playback, because again, my reason for saying that, I tried to articulate it clearly. Let me just make that also clear, Roger. I understand what you're saying. Again, my reason for stating this is to add other resolutions and degrees of recognition, because this is about to change pretty soon with this ectogenesis technology that's now being made available. So these things are going to have ripple effects, because you'll start finding out pretty soon people feel a lot more like it is than is not, and it will greatly impact the way things go in the future. And if you want to know what I'm talking about, I'm speaking about this technology being refined now, where they can take skin cells from anybody, turn them into stem cells, then turn them into sex cells. Well, it's not even just the artificial wombs, because with that, you don't need an artificial womb. You can do in vitro with it. So you can take skin cells, turn them to stem cells, then turn them into sex cells, X or Y. That doesn't require an artificial womb.
Roger, tell me if I'm wrong, but when they giving childbirth, isn't it a chance that they can die?
Yeah, that's possible.
So they literally putting their life on the line to bring something in this world for you.
Yeah, my thing is, I'm a
You could die
man.
going to work.
Yo, we go out to work. We could die every day. We do that. So to me, that's like cool story, bro. You put your life on the line
That's
one
especially
time.
in the developed first world with all this medication, all these processes. Man, they don't even gotta have birth no more. You can get it cut out.
Wait,
me get
no. So
my
fast,
bad, my
y'all.
bad.
We got two other people that didn't came up. Let's let them get. Look, I'm not brushing off anybody's point. I did this show knowing y'all would come up and bring some other great points up. So I know we were going, and like I said earlier in the show, we were going to deal with, you know what I'm saying, other honors as well. So all these things are important, and they're definitely important for people to actually think about this stuff, and then they can come to what conclusion they feel comfortable with. I'm not saying everybody has to agree with me, but all this stuff should be thought about at the end of the day. And if men start thinking about these things, we can start changing the way we move to get better results. And that's just real talk. But let me let Rael get in because he done came up, and Gold P done came up too. So let them get something in. Rael, you got the mic, brother.
Peace, Roger. Peace of the panel. Peace of the chat. Let me ask y'all a question. In general, I'm just saying that as a general statement of fact. Do y'all believe that women in general can be 100% honest?
No.
No.
Nope.
There anybody up here who believes that they can?
No, they can't even be honest with themselves.
And some of that's survival too.
Okay.
No, they're just liars. Stop giving them excuses. They're just liars.
Okay. Is virginity a truth?
Yes.
Yes,
It's
it
an
is or it isn't.
observable truth.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So, with that being said, wouldn't the thing that is so hard for women to give men be the most valuable thing they can give you?
Bang bong.
And that's the nature of femininity,
And
preservation,
it's
right?
singular. And it's
What is that?
singular.
I mean,
what is that?
truth, because
Yep.
Mm.
It's singular.
because truth is the equalizer when it comes to the unwillingness to give accountability. Let's use Christianity as a template to make this argument. Eve was given because before Eve, like it was Adam, there was no woman. So his mission couldn't be a woman. His mission couldn't be a woman. His mission was to be productive. He was given woman as a companion. Okay? She was given a directive by her father to not go and take from that particular tree. She disobeyed. Okay? Now, what did she do in response to her disobeying her father and being unaccountable when it came to her husband? What did she do? She
Lied.
went to him, she went to her husband and convinced him that what she did was right because she didn't want to hold the accountability. We know that the number one thing that women, especially in this society, have a extremely hard time doing. And this is the reason why they can't accept constructive criticism. Because that accountability is something they have to hold individually. Typically, when females do wrong shit, they need other people to do it with to feel better about themselves. So
Agreed.
what I'm saying is that the highest honor a woman can give a man is truth. Because you give a man in terms of how men are designed to look at a particular female. We know females are here on whole shit. We see how they dress and stuff like that. But you have females out here who would actually hide this. So the very fact that they hide their numbers, they hide their body count, that is an admission that they know what they're doing is wrong, because they know guys would never choose them off of that. To obscure and make them buy into that, they're not going to have those numbers out there like that. That's why you see a lot of these females on these podcasts pushing back when guys talk about the body count. They push back so hard and vociferously because they know there is something innate in man that makes man not want to fully give in.
Makes no
Because
sense.
it does make sense because of how we're designed. We don't just, marriage to us is fully opening up our heart to a woman. So if we're not comfortable fully opening our heart to a woman based on the fact that we don't trust her, because we're not going to just trust a female with our heart, like, as men, then that means that women's job is to actually get men to open that heart. They're the ones that's talking about how they're the nurturers, they're the emotional ones, they're the ones that's caring all the time. We're the ones that's actually doing more emotional labor than what we're required to do. And so with that being said, they're not actually doing their job. They're expecting you to do that job because, again, they have not lived in the truth of what their true purpose is. All of us can agree up here that woman was not designed to be a whore. That's not her design. Biologically, it does not work for women. It does not work for women. I have sat here and watched female biologists break this stuff down. It is not the design of a female to have multiple sex partners out here that you're just out here like that. So
Can I
with that
respond
being
to that
said,
real
All
with
right.
quick?
that being
Oh, no,
said,
no,
with that
no,
being
no. Hold fast. Good point. I got to get Gold P in. You know what I'm saying?
let me just finish this last point, because I was about to, he cut me off. What I'm saying is, truth is what is going to make men actually open up. So if she can't give you truth, she can't give you anything about respect and submission or anything like that. Period.
That's cap.
Without
All right.
truth.
Gold P. Gold P. Gold P is here. Gold P, you got the mic.
Hey, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening? It's Friday. Peace, peace,
Yeah,
peace to
man.
everybody.
What's
What's
happening,
good,
brother?
P?
Peace. What's
He sound,
happening?
he sound zesty.
Hey, peace to everybody on the panel. Peace to everybody in the chat. Hey, thank you for having me once again. The Roger Report. Shout out to the Roger Report. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Support the channel. I've supported and rocked with the Roger Report for a significant amount of time, so I got to make sure off top I give the Roger Report its due and proper representation and promotion. Shout out to you.
Appreciate
Roger.
you, brother. Appreciate
Keep
you.
winning, Roger. But look, here's my position, man. Here's my position. The greatest honor a woman can give a man is being on his purpose. That's just my humble opinion about it. There are women out here who can't have children. There was a woman recently in the news who was convicted for having a child with a cadaver. So, having a child is not the highest honor that she can give you. Men go outside every day and go to work. I have an analogy. The man is the construction worker. He has to go out there and pound that pavement, whether it be physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, as well as financially. He's a bookkeeper. He has to get out there and go do those books. He is that construction worker. He has to put on his hard hat every day, and he don't know what he's going to be subjected to off top. So the highest honor she can give him is being on his purpose because of what he has to go outside and do on a regular basis. And that's what it is. If she can be on his purpose consistently, then that would be the honor in itself. And that's my my position, my point.
Okay. Now, I'm gonna say everybody gave some really good points. Gave some something decent that being should really start thinking about. Now, you got to decide for yourself what you're gonna truly agree with as an audience member. Now, I'm gonna just give y'all a little bit of background of why I came to the conclusion that I came to, and then after that we'll get Truth Teller in because he coming up. Uh, the reason I came to my conclusion, now mine is more of a spiritual thing. And I get everybody ain't gonna be a Bible believer. So you got to do what you can with it to make it right for yourself. But as a man, my understanding is what God wants for me is something like what I'm supposed to get out the woman. What does God want from me? He wants my life. That's what he wants. Okay. The praise, the worship, singing the songs and all that. He wants my submission. He wants my life. If man is supposed to be like the woman, well, if the man is supposed to be like how if the man's relationship with the woman is supposed to be something like how God's relationship is toward the man, well, he wants my life, I want hers.
That's right. Preach.
So I can understand why virginity would come up. Like I said, shout out to Kevin Samuel. I can understand why, like I said, I believe he said it kind of off the cuff, why having a baby will come up. Not saying these are bad things. They are high honors. But at the end of the day, the highest honor, give me you. I want you. Give you to me. You can't give me more than what you are. So at the end of the day, to be my help me, what are you doing? You're giving me yourself. You're saying, look, I am at your disposal to give you the things that you need in life. Now, that would include my virginity. That can include having children by me. That can include cooking and cleaning, like guys say. It includes a lot of stuff. So the highest honor is to get it when she's more of a closer to a blank slate. That's why I say youthful submission, because an old woman can submit to me too. And I'm not going to say an old woman submission is not something that means that I'm not saying that it doesn't have value. It does have some value. It just don't have the value of the the youthful submission. The 21-year-old submission is just more valuable than a 72-year-old submission. It just is what it is.
Can I ask you a question?
You can hold that question because Truth Teller came up. After that, you can get your question in and we can flow with the conversation. Go ahead,
I
Truth
want
Teller.
to say something after that to clarify.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep mine short. This is a real simple question, right? What she could do for me is her unadulterated, uncomplicated, dedicated, consistent pursuit of her purpose. That's what she could do for me. That's all she needs to do for me, or any man for that matter. That's it.
But that was.
What that mean?
I'm back to the title name. The title.
Hold on, Nameless. Hold on, Nameless. There's a question you should be asking me when you just heard that.
What does that mean? What's our purpose?
What the hell?
There we go.
What's our purpose?
It's whatever you say it is.
No, her purpose. Her purpose is me.
Our purpose is man.
That's
her
no,
purpose is
no. More specifically, her purpose is me.
That's right.
That's what I'm saying.
That's it.
Whatever you assign.
Her purpose is me. But what I'm saying is, this is, and we talked about this a week or two ago with the one, and we explained it to Santana, the 1 and the 1A conversation. She don't need to know. She don't need to know the details of what 1's purpose is. She's 1A. Her only purpose is 1. That's it. That's the limit of her understanding of what 1's purpose is.
Yeah.
Her only, all she needs to know is that her purpose is 1. That's it. That's where we should stop. She doesn't need to understand what 1's purpose is. She doesn't need to know why 1 is doing it. She don't need to know how 1 is planning to accomplish it. Her only goal is, her only purpose is 1. She's 1A. That's her only job. Is 1. That's it.
I just don't understand how. I don't understand how you can't apply that to your immediate family in general. Like the idea of filial piety. I don't see the difference in what you're saying in that, for example. And that's talking about the children. I mean, I'm just.
Well, the children are a different role, right? The children are a different role than a woman. You're training the children to be leaders themselves, be helpmates themselves, and also take care of you. That's a different relationship than you have with your spouse.
But the ingredient of submission to that authority is exactly the same that everybody has been mentioning. There's a trust
It's
metric
not.
that has.
It's true, but it's not exactly the same. As a child, you are in a different mindset as you go through the phases of life.
Agreed.
Once you become an adult and a leader yourself, that piety, that relationship changes with your parent. You're no longer subservient to them anymore. In some cases, you might have to take on the leadership role for them.
Right,
That's
which
a
means they
completely
submit. Yeah, go ahead.
right. That's a completely different relationship than you with your spouse.
I agree. And we're talking about what the highest honor a woman can give to a man. I'm saying the active ingredients and everything that was listed is still trust and submission. And that submission piece, again, can't be stated without it leading to its inevitable conclusion, which is leadership and authority. And again, is where I think the cultural mismatch happens sometimes, because it sounds like we're having a cultural conversation rather than a biological one. And
Hold on.
maybe that's me, making that mistake.
What's happening is you're trying to wrap around the understanding of why they do what they do to try to convince them to do what they're supposed to do.
I think that's the point Kevin was making when he made that statement.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly what he was doing.
Yeah. So what's happening?
We leave them too much room for interpretation when we say certain things. So when we like the names protagonist just said, when we start answering them in a cultural way, it gives them room for interpretation and wiggle room. But when you answer from a biological perspective, there's no wiggle room.
Actually, that's not true either. That's not, because if you answer them from the correct cultural way, there's nothing for them to disagree with.
I think that's the point, though. We're saying that originally the two were in alignment. I'm speaking to the misalignment that's happened over time. Right.
I mean, the misalignment, it boils down to they're not dedicated to you anymore. That's what the misalignment is.
I gotta slow y'all down right there, because I got another person coming up now. I want y'all to have the understanding. I do get that Kevin Samuel put that out there. I think it was a good answer for something that was off the cuff. I am making it clear, I've never agreed with that. I just didn't think it was a good answer. And when I thought about it, the more I thought about it, the more I thought it was wrong. Just is what it is. I do believe kids will be included. Kids will be included if you get youthful submission. I think God is very smart. I think he's smarter than all of us at the end of the day. And there's a reason you should have youthful submission. It goes along with all the stuff I've been saying for years at this point. Remember, I'm the guy that's saying a woman should be married by 22. Because you need to start having kids. You need to be on your man's mission. You need to help him become who he's going to become. You want Kobe before he Kobe. You want to help him become Kobe. Why? So when Kobe think about his life, I want her because she's been there with me the whole time. I don't want to get rich and then her not be around because she was helping me the whole time. It's where men are going to have their attachment to women, and they're going to have he's always going to have a higher value on that woman that was with him while he was shooting in the gym. It just is what it is. She ain't got to shoot in the gym, but she needs to be with you when you're shooting in the gym. But let me get a mic to Shea Butter real quick. And Santana, I hope you ain't forgot your question. Just hold on. We gonna get you right after Santana. I mean, not right after Shea Butter. Shea Butter, you got the flow.
Let Santana get his question. It's all good.
Real quick, Roger, I want to thank you for using Kobe as an example, brother. I appreciate you. Go ahead.
I can change that example at a moment's notice.
Grenade.
Y'all are low, boy.
We're gonna
Y'all are
end
low.
it.
You did it.
Grenade out.
He was a public figure by his 18th birthday. That's why I used him. He was a public figure, like a bigger public figure.
Yeah.
But go
This
ahead. What was your question, Santana?
It's understood, right?
Nah, you can.
Yeah, that Mike was. Yeah, we know. We know.
No, you can go ahead. You can go ahead and move it. It kind of slipped my mind. I'm gonna try to think about
Okay,
it.
no problem. I salute to the guys on the panel, us to the Japanese niggas up here as well. So listen, and don't worry, Santana, backup is here, brother. All I want to say is this. To be honest, in this day and age, the highest honor a woman can give a man is to get out the way. You got black women traveling to Thailand, yelling at niggas about why they not dating them. Does that make sense? Absolutely not.
Wow.
Today, women have the paternity rights, right? The kids go with the women 80% of the time. Why? It don't even matter. The point is that women have been such a impediment to a nigga trying to start a family that the highest honor in 2025 is just get out the way. And I'll rest my mic there.
All right, now before anybody says anything, real quick, shout out to my main man, SOS Interpreter. He sent the $5 cash app in, says, good topic. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate the support. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate the support. Okay. What, Santana, did you remember your question?
No, I'm still trying to remember. It's all good.
Okay, open mic. Somebody grab it.
Okay, let me go. Okay, so let me ask y'all a question. Okay. Do black women want black men as a collective?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
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 Okay. Now, based on the response, that's a truth. That's a truth, right?
No.
Now, with that being said, are they really like they say they want something from you, but are they saying they want you?
No,
No,
they're
they
not.
want.
No,
They want
okay,
what
so
you. They want what
They want
you
what you can
have,
do for
not
them.
want you.
right, okay.
Did we lose him?
Okay.
I guess we lost
She
him.
can't give you that truth. No, I'm here. They can't.
We lost you
That's
for
my
like
whole
5
point.
seconds. We lost you
No, I
for
was
like.
saying they can't give you. That's why I said earlier about the truth. They can't give you if they all came out in 80 to 90% vocalized and said, "Yo, we don't want y'all niggas." These conversations wouldn't even be had. It's the reason why that black men are still kind of in limbo is because they'll take from you, which gives you the impression that they're interested in you. That's how most guys are going to take it. Oh, she took it from me. She's interested. She spent some time with me on a date. She's interested.
Very
But in
true.
her true purpose of a woman, what she's supposed to be as a woman, does she give you what you really truly need as a man? Not just
No.
ass. Not just
No
ass.
reciprocation. No reciprocation.
Okay.
No.
That is the truth that they don't want to say. That's the
That's
thing
true.
that's going to
That is
keep you
true.
on the meat hook. That's the thing that's going to keep you on the meat hook,
That's
constantly
true.
coming back,
That
thinking
is true.
that one little inkling of a chance that I could turn, she's going to be like, she's not going to, no. She done ghetto gagged in your face.
Mm-hmm.
She done freak nick in your face. She done
Mm-hmm.
aborted 20 to 30 million of your children since the fucking 70s.
Mm-hmm.
What? That is the truth. That is the
That is
truth. And that's what you can appreciate. You can, like, for example, A female that is selling the box, the female that's on Instagram, getting down with Future and people that want to get on them like that as far as the money and stuff like that, she's telling the truth. You can respect her. You ain't gonna marry her, but you can respect the fact that she gave you the truth, because whatever you put in to her, and I ain't just talking about physical, but money and stuff like that, your time, you're doing it of your own free will. The female that's telling you, well, I want a relationship. Where are the guys at? Guys don't talk to us no more. Like, that's not a chick that really wants you. She wants what you got to give, but she's not giving you the truth, because if she gave you the truth, if she said, man, like, to be honest with you, like, man, I'm just here to use y'all niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, we saw what happened. We saw what happened with Kobe, and what we saw with Kevin, like when they passed, unfortunately. And we saw a lot of truth come out these females' mouth, like celebrating. That's the truth.
Hey,
That is the truth right there. That's
I
in
remember.
your face. That's in your face, telling you exactly what it is in terms of like your existence. In terms of like being with you, they don't want you, but they just won't come out and say it, because if they just come out and just say it directly, man, these conversations, man, will be moot, because it'll be over with. It'll be
Okay,
over with.
I remember the
Well, no,
question.
no, hold fast, y'all. I got the sign up. A new panelist is coming up. We got somebody coming up for the first time. I'm not going. The panel's full right now, so I'm gonna bring myself down so he can make an opening statement. But we don't know him. At least I don't know that I know him. So let's let him at least get an opening statement in, and we'll see where it goes from there. Now I'm gonna tell you right now. Now the name I think is the Inevitable. You will be put backstage until room opens up for you to come back up. I'm just letting you get an opening statement in because I don't know who you are right now. So I'm gonna bring you up, say what you got to say. Understand you're gonna be pushed back to the back unless someone gives up a spot. And I'm not telling nobody to remove themselves, y'all. Unless you're a person with privilege, you got to come up before other people. I'm just gonna tell you, you got to come up before other people. All right. So
2 minutes.
the
2
Inevitable,
minutes.
you got the floor.
I'm a viewer. I didn't want to stay long. I just wanted to say that we have to be worried. In my opinion, I understand what y'all are saying, what you say about submission, but we have to be very wary of that word because I think it's a trap. The reality is we should be looking for someone who is submissive, not submission. See, if I have to tell you to submit, then you're not submissive, right? So we're if you are, but black men have been taught that we should do that. That if a woman doesn't submit to you, you're not good enough. The reality is she is a faulty product. She's a product that came off the assembly line that is not put together properly for what we need. So that's my only thing. It should not. We have to change from because if you say, oh, we need. I need submission. What does the average black woman do? She gonna yell at you and scream at you and all this other kind of stuff. It's like, you know what? You're not that. You don't understand. If I have to tell you that, then you're not submissive. So that's my only argument with that. If I am looking to get a dog that doesn't bark, right, then I need to get a certain breed of dog. You know what I'm saying? Now the reason why people like black men like saying submissive is because if you start submission is because if we go to submissive, then now we have to address how children are raised. So I just wanted to say that real quick. I appreciate the panel, love the conversation, but I just want to say that real quick because it's been a circular argument about the word submission for a long time. And I'm gonna land my plane there.
Go ahead and preach, brother. Appreciate you.
Not bad. Not bad.
Santana,
Not bad.
I
No,
want to
no,
go to
real
Santana
quick, real
first.
quick. I'm gonna say this, and I want him to come back if he or type backstage if you want to say any rebuttal to it.
Yeah,
Because
and
the thing is,
after I mention I have to go pee and Santana do the thing, I'll bounce so he can have that space because I gotta go shortly.
oh, okay, because I just want to make it clear that I never said about asking for submission. I said what you want from her is youthful submission. It's not a conversation that you're supposed to have with her. This is a person that you look at her and you see how she's operating. She's giving you youthful submission. I'm not asking nobody to ask a woman for submission. This should be something she's offering. You know. So in case you want to say anything about that, just type in the chat if you want to give me some. There's something called private chat, just in case you don't know. If you want to give a rebuttal to that, go ahead. I'm gonna take myself down again because perfect timing is backstage. So I'm gonna take myself down again so perfect timing can get the mic. Well, matter of fact, Nameless, you go ahead and get the mic, say what you want to say, then we'll give it the perfect time since you said you got a time issue. So go ahead, brother.
So I'm gonna just say this and just sum up what I'm speaking about. I guess there's some givens I took that would be clearly understood. Maybe I need to do a separate video and really hash this out so that what I'm saying is clear. I think that there's a biological component to that gives rise to the cultural component to that, which is subjective to the technological component that the Industrial Revolution in its various iterations has not only influenced, but has completely changed the context of. In this current environment, I agree with everything everybody said so far with the exception of Santana. And I don't agree with Santana's point. He basically was making a point about the physical tax that a woman undergoes due to birth, and the fundamental reality is that is the cost of being female. That has nothing to do with the dude.
So
That's why I
he's
said they
saying
gotta
that
take God.
the highest thing a woman can give you as a child. That's what he's saying, right?
Yeah, that's what I was saying, but for a different reason. I'm saying that from a orthodox baseline biological point of view, that is the thesis to which antithesis forms.
Yeah, that is true.
That's what I'm talking about. But I think it's easily misunderstood in the way it's been distorted today, not by anybody up here, but by the culture at large that seeks to use that as a tool to manipulate men to cooperate with a bullshit contract. Excuse my language. So I thought this was clear, but for anybody listening, I'm not saying this is the best deal you're going to get currently in this environment at all. I think it's a tool for exploitation, but I'm saying it only works because originally this had a biological purpose and value systems. Society. Right, in a normal general society before all of these environments that distorted everything, this was the thesis to which the antithesis was formed. Now we're living in bizarro world where all of these things are inverted and all of this can be weaponized to essentially get men to be controlled, either vicariously through the state or the state using the women to control the men. Advertisers do it all the damn time.
It was the idea of marriage. You know, the marriage was in child support. You know, when men went off to war, and the men didn't come back, there was child support. They needed help with their family, with the children, because the men were gone and didn't probably the block was closed on it. So child support. But then we fast forward, we see that child support isn't being used in the right way it was originally intended for. Hence, fast forward with the same thing when it comes to the honor and having a child. And I just mentioned that that's not the highest honor according to now, because I told you that, hey, just recently a woman was incarcerated for having a child with a Godiva.
Okay, y'all. Real quick. I want to let the gentleman, the inevitable. He did say he had a response he wanted to give once I said what I said, so I'm gonna bring him up real quick so he can get his response.
I wanted to say something as well, but I'm going after him. Then I'll go after him.
Okay, and then y'all, I'm gonna replace once I remove him. I'm gonna end up putting perfect timing. You still can say what you want to say, my brother, and then after you, let's get that perfect timing get in. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'm gonna pull myself down right now. He'll come in right behind me to make his comment. Once he's done, then I'm gonna bring up perfect time.
All right, yeah. So
the inevitable, you got it.
Oh, yeah. So back to what you were saying, Roger. I totally agree with the youthful submission is what we want. However, if they are programmed or taught that to use their youth to be whores, then that's kind of my whole point is you have to then again trying to make someone I agree with it. My whole point is is that you have to find people, women who are already submissive. And I know that Roger, you understand that. This panel may understand that. But for the majority of black men, can we really say that we understand that, or can we say that black men ourselves are conditioned to be treated this way? I'll give you a quick example, and I'll be done. The whole situation between let's say, for example, why is Jasmine Crockett? I don't want to get this political, but why is she so popular? Why are people pushing her? It's because that they want her to speak to the Republican Party like she speaks to the average black man. It is not, even though she has a law degree, it's not hard for her to speak like that, because she's programmed that way. Now, black men accept it, and that's why she's so good at it, because she's used to speaking that way. But when she gets into other arenas now, right now, it's seen as strange, or it's seen as crazy, because other women don't operate like that. So my whole point is, again, we have to understand how to perceive submission, right, or how to perceive somebody that is submissive, right, and how to perceive somebody that is combative and not accept that. So that's my whole kind of thing right there. I didn't want to get it too confused, but that's really it.
So here's the thing. I'm gonna make two comments. Well, no, whoa. I'm making two comments. So the first comment I'm gonna make, what Naaman talked about. To be honest, the highest honor in a normal society, normal world, normal culture, is having your child, because it extends your house, it extends your blood, it extends your bloodline, right? In normal world, right? Because it builds continuity to who you are, and it gives you a piece of immortality.
Right.
However, I think we're missing a really strong point that me and Ra'el are making today. She doesn't want you. So even with the quote unquote submission, why would you want submission from a person that doesn't want you?
Thank you.
That pretty much hates you. At the end of the day, the best thing she can do for you is to leave you alone. Because not only, I mean, look at them now. Not only, because Roger said black men decided that black women are not good enough to marry. I don't agree with that statement, but let's say that it is true. Even after we leave her alone, she still finds ways to attack us on social media. Niggas are sassy. Niggas stop talking to women. They're living a soft life. They're not real men. We're the real men of our grandpa age, whatever. The attacks are relentless. The attacks are everlasting, right? They're insatiable. So the point of the matter is that you black men, us brothers, wanting anything from them in this world is insane.
Perfect time.
Perfect. Hey,
Salute,
perfect.
salute. I'm here.
Peace,
So, peace, everybody. This has been an illuminating conversation. So, I question real quick. I kind of agree with Nameless, but I'm going to go through a little bit. Does a woman bring a man honor?
No.
She can. Yes, she
No.
can.
My premise
Yes. No.
So I'm
Yes,
coming at this. I'm coming at this from a P. I'm pushing P on my perspective, right? The way I was raised in the San Francisco Bay Area, a woman can't bring me honor, right? I don't need her for nothing. A wife can't even bring me honor. I improve her. Every woman I've ever dated, I've improved. I've been more intelligent. I've made more money. I am a man. I don't expect her to stand upright and straight. She's curved. She's a woman. I don't expect her to be honest. She's a woman.
Right.
I've read
That's
the
crazy.
Bible, Lilith, and all this. I don't need her to be honest. My daughter can bring me honor.
Facts.
My daughter can bring me honor by remaining a virgin and marrying a fruitful man and expanding my property. My daughter can bring me honor. My woman, I don't need her to be honest. I don't need. Farrakhan said it best when he said, the problem is that we started getting joy from sex instead of what Rael said earlier, joy from productivity. I don't need her to be honest. She doesn't make me more honest. She doesn't make me more straight. I am straight and tall because my father raised me straight and tall. I'll get hit on. They know I will improve them. They know I will make them better. From a P perspective, I know more about them than them. I teach them how to wash themselves. They ain't never been clean until they met me. And I mean that in multiple, spiritual, physically, mentally. That's what makes me attractive. That's why they come. I don't need her for any. I respect and love everybody on the panel. Y'all are very intelligent. But I think we went on a curve, a tangent. I don't require women for nothing. I don't need her to be honest because that's not going to change the way. That's not going to change. I've had a divorce before. She fagged off, but that don't change me. If she's deceitful, that don't make me deceitful. If she's honest, it doesn't make me honest. My manhood is not predicated on anything that she does or brings to the table. I bring her to my table.
Talk your shit.
She takes my last name. I love you guys, but the only thing she could do for me is what I can't do for myself, which is give me a child, which is why in other places. It's even more important, a son. That's why societies prioritize the son. I work at IT, so I work with a lot of Muslim men. This son thing is extremely important. Right? It may not be for us. That's why Nameless interjected the cultural aspect. But just because for us in 2026, we don't realize. But in my neighborhood, in my HOA, the tech guys I work with, they live together. They got their brothers, and they buy 3 $500,000 homes, and they connect the backyards. And their grandfathers and everybody live together in these conclaves like villages and communities today in 2026. 3 $500,000 homes. They buy them next door to each other. They take down the fences, and that's how they live. And it's all about those children and expanding that. And that's why America's going to look very different in the next 10 to 20 years.
Hey, Roger, I remember my question.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
I actually wanted to agree with Perfect Timing, and I appreciate Shea Butter because he agreed. But again, a lot of the things that the men was saying, women can take that back. They can take all of that respect, submission. They can take that back. They can't take back them having a kid for you. To me, that is the highest honor she can ever do for you.
They can take your child back from you.
The fact that she can lay her life on the line just for you to extend your bloodline, bro, that's the highest honor. The rest of that stuff y'all saying.
Can I respond after this?
Well, I got my own response.
I think as usual, we all want a piece of this nigga today.
I don't want a piece of him.
I'm going after Santana.
Hey, I just have a question. Santana, I have a question. I keep mentioning that there was a woman recently
Hold on, Roger. Do I have privilege or not?
With a condiver.
You do. Go.
So I was going after Santana.
Okay, hey, ain't no reason.
Go P say F your privilege, nigga.
Go ahead.
So here's the situation. Because I gotta light y'all asses up today. So respectfully, I'm gonna respectfully disagree. Everybody else, I disrespectfully disagree. Now, first of all, first of all, a woman does bring honor to a man because a woman brings honor to her house. When you read Proverbs 31, it talks about all the different ways that she brings honor to her house, the family last name. So first of all, if she produces heirs, especially sons, that is honor to your house, which is honor to you. Secondly, if she's loyal and obedience, and people see that and say, "Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect timing, Wiz, right there, right? She's loyal, she's obedient, and she doesn't play any mess and put herself in temptation." It shows that you run a well household. She brings honor to you. When we come over to your house, her hospitality, her diplomacy, her etiquette towards your guests brings honor to you, amongst other things. And teaching, because it says older women teach the younger women in the ways they must go. So teaching your daughter to be virtuous and virgin also your wife brings honor to you in your house. I'm done.
Real
All
quick,
right.
Damn, I agree with this nigga today. Damn.
I
All
do. I
real
do
quick,
too.
real quick to respond. Job,
He
I'm sorry,
said, "Damn,
because Job lost all
Jesus."
those things. Job lost all those things. He was still honorable in the eyes of God, and God was upset with those people. Job lost all of those things, but he was
No,
still.
Job wife was a hoe. She said curse God and die. She
But I'm
was a
saying,
hoe.
but what I'm saying is,
Damn.
this is what I'm saying.
So
Job
ancient
lost
hoes is
all of those
us.
things. Job lost all of those things, but he did not lose honor in the eyes of God. My honor is not predicated on this female, and that's what I'm getting like surprised about. Like
It's
Job
not predicated, no.
Job is still honorable, and that was the whole parable. Because everybody else thought that they could do. Oh, Job, why you doing this affliction? Job, clean yourself up, Job. And why you going? And God was pissed at those men for saying that, because Job never lost honor in the eyes of God. It's not predicated on who I'm having sex with.
Hold on,
No,
perfect.
but no,
Perfect. Let me.
no, you because we're conflating the two,
Yeah, that's two
right?
Yeah, it's
different
two
things.
different
We're
things.
conflating the
Yeah,
two
that's two different things.
because the devil rolled up on God and was like, "Yo, this is your faithful servant," and so the debate was, "I bet you I can get your faithful servant to curse you," right? And then through those trials and tribulations, everybody was exposed, right? His wife was exposed when she said, curse God and be
Why
done
don't you
with it.
curse God and die?
The whether he was honorable or not was never the discussion. The discussion was, is he faithful to the Most High or not?
And
That was
Job
the thing.
and Job stayed steadfast as a man, irregardless of everything, woman,
Yeah,
everything.
you're talking about faith and honor. Those are different.
But what I'm
Okay,
saying is that's the type of man I'm coming at this question from. If I'm a man like Job, and that regardless of what's taken away from me, given or whatever, I'm still an honorable man. Then the only
If your
bullshit.
wife can dishonor you, if your wife can dishonor you, she can also bring honor, bro.
But
Yeah.
God did not see Job in that light.
But
okay.
God is not the witness with.
Yeah,
But God is not the witness we're talking about right now. So I
Yeah,
don't. This
it
the
wasn't
story doesn't
about
even
honor.
apply.
I
It
think
wasn't
Roger's
about
Yeah.
his
trying to
honor.
get in,
yeah.
man.
I think we need to remember that we're talking about the highest honor a woman can give to a man. I'm a man, so I get where you're coming from, perfect. But the thing is, what can the woman give me? And I'm gonna say, Name has made some very good points, because it's not like I just totally disagree with what Name is saying. What I'm saying is,
Right.
y'all, there is something called being inclusive. Youthful submission is what you can give me to hire me the honor. That would include having a child in wedlock, teaching my children how to go about life in a way that I agree with. She uses her time with my children to make sure my children believe in the things I believe in, understand the concepts I believe in. She don't have to do that. She can teach my children something totally against what I'm saying. That's something that goes on the Black community on a regular basis today.
Well,
Youthful submission includes marrying me, bringing honor to my house, as he was just describing. Youthful submission includes all this stuff. So my thing is, it's nice to have a car, but if it don't come with four wheels, I got a little bit of a problem with that. Okay, it's nice to have a car, but if the engine missing, I got a little bit of a problem with that. The stuff that make the car, I want that in the car. The baby is something I'm supposed to get out the woman that's honoring me. It ain't the biggest thing. The baby will be there for a period of time. That baby's gonna grow up and live his own life. It's just something that come with the territory of her honoring me. But the baby gonna go somewhere at some point.
well,
I'm
once
supposed to get
again,
her life, and that's what I want. I want her life. I want her to give her life to me the same way God want me to give my life to him.
well,
Now, the
once,
only difference is I'm not going, well, technically, that's not even a difference. I'm not going to require perfection out of her, because I know I don't give God perfection. So I ain't going to even require perfection. But a baby just come with the territory of being this great wife. And why are you my wife? Because you gave me your life.
once again, my what I think you're putting emphasis on What I expressed from the onset of this conversation when I came in, I've been saying that the highest honor is not that she can give you children or marry you or whatever. The highest honor is that she can be on a man's purpose and follow those instructions he is giving, provided to the best of her ability. She is able to stand on business when it comes to a man being on his purpose and supporting his connection. If this is a religion, if we are to speak anything to religion, so-called, him and his relationship between God, him and his relationship with God.
I think you need to
I'm
go
gonna say
further.
for the people who don't believe that, my thing is you can remove the religion from it. What more can she give me than herself?
No, Raj,
we ain't removing the religion. And for y'all at home, we going from Genesis to Ephesians chapter 5. That's how you can follow us on this one, y'all.
No, I say we're not going
you have
far enough.
people.
I think the highest honor, like in the military, the highest honor isn't necessarily to serve the military; it's to die in service of the military.
Be willing to. Be willing to.
A woman's highest honor, like you said, Gold P. I think you got to take it further than just be on my mission, because it's a pleasure to be on my motherfucking mission.
Amen.
To die for my mission is the highest honor. I'll salute that.
Exactly.
One gun
Women,
salute.
But we have to bring clarity. We have to bring clarity. It has to. We have to put the word "willing to." Okay.
Yeah, because I want you to live for my mission.
Yeah, I want you to live. Do you see? But you have
But
Want
if
you to
she
live
can,
for my
No, but
mission.
we talking about the
But
if
highest
she can,
there's
honor.
an
We talking about the
aspect of
highest
her.
honor.
Yeah, but there's an aspect of her that needs to die, and that's that ego. If you're living in that ego, you're not living in the truth of what your purpose should be, because it's supposed to be in an alignment of that man.
Yeah, but she has to be willing to.
No, you're
well,
right,
that
and that's what I'm saying, and that's what I was saying about the
Yes, sir.
truth. If you don't want the men, say just be on that and let that be, because then there's no conversation to be had. The only reason the conversation about black men and black women is still really going on at a fever pitch is simply because black men still believe that there's an inkling, and that's all it takes for men. An inkling, even when Cass is hollering at chicks, and she like, no. In his mind, it's an inkling, and as long as he believes there's an inkling, he believes there's a chance. But these females is not really, by their behavior, they're not showing men that it's a chance based on their behavior. But in their words, they're saying, well, I want this man and I do want this, because we saw it in real time on Kevin's show. It was right there. They showed in real time, based on the way that they talk, they were not groomed to be anybody's wife. And the first time I actually seen this was on Facebook years ago, when I saw a black female, she literally said, I thought marriage was for white women. Now, why did she say that? Because she was admitting that her mother and the females in her family did not groom her for what her purpose is supposed to be. Your job as a black man is not to groom an adult woman for marriage. The scripture says, when you findeth a wife, that means in spirit,
Find a good thing.
she should
She's a wife
already
already.
be a wife in spirit.
Right.
You just accept her as a wife.
Right.
In spirit, she's already supposed to have that thought modality, because she learns how to be a wife in the home. We learn how to be a man outside of the home through the things that we do in terms of our accomplishment. They learn how to be the proper woman in the home. So by definition, if she's not a proper woman, that means she's not been taught properly in the home, and therefore the truth is she is not for you. Period.
What she really
No.
wants.
You got to finish, Ryan. You got to finish that up. You left the end of the equation, because what does it says? Finding a wife is like finding a what?
A ruby.
How many niggas How many y'all niggas have found a ruby this year?
damn.
What she wants.
All right, let me read this from Black Room Strike. Now, let me read this from Black Room Strike. He says, how is having a man's children honoring him when she in the state totally controls what he can and cannot do with those children, which is an excellent point. And I'm going to
Yes.
bring it back to what I am saying transcends societies. I'm saying I want her life. Everything she has the ability to give me, she will willingly give it to me. That transcends where you live. That transcends when you live. She can give me a life in the 1600s. She can give it to me, 2,000 years BC. She can give it to me 4,000 years AD. It transcends society and time. The most she can give me is her. And all I'm saying is I want that. Children will come with that, and that's great. But my thing is I want your life. I
What if
don't
she
want
can't?
you just to have a child. I
What if she
want your
can't eat
life.
kids? What if she
You
can't
know,
eat
and,
kids?
let me say this, and then you got it, Santana. Cause he trying to get in, and y'all notice I'm saying stuff that's consistent. Because what have I said? As far as black women, when do they get to their highest level? I have literally said
After
when they
they get
become.
married.
I
After
said
they
when
get
they
married.
become. Nope, that ain't what I said. My thing is I said when they become widows. That means they were good enough in the marriage to stay married until that man literally died, which means they finished their contract out. It was death do you part, and she actually held her contract.
She could have murked that nigga.
I mean, that's true, but that won't likely be the case. That's true, but it won't likely be the case.
Hey, listen, if she didn't get caught, she played the game well. Is all we can say. Shout out to her.
Okay.
That's what I say. I mean, we got to.
We've
I think
seen things
outside.
happen where these broads will put drops in the teacup.
No, that does happen.
Drops.
But I mean, the only way to measure what you're saying, Roger, as far as how do you measure if a woman is giving you her life? And the only way it could be measured is end of the contract.
Well,
I'm kidding.
I'm saying you have to measure how she moved about her life, because this is the thing. She can give me kids, but she can get another nigga kids too.
Yep.
So did she only give it to me, or did she give it to other people?
Well,
That's the purpose, man.
Well, the situation is
The
this,
truth in
Roger.
her purpose.
I see your point. You're saying like, okay, she give me her life. We're together to the end. Old gray children until death do us part. 50 years, whatnot. Right? I understand that. Right? Right? We our set like the sunset and all that poetic, romantic stuff.
Well,
However,
he sound excited, don't he?
Like he can't wait.
Listen,
Like he can't wait to sign up.
I'm blaming every one of you today for having me up here agreeing with Pastor Shea Butter. This ain't right.
I'm just saying, man. Like, what I mean, and I really think that you're really not observing or recognizing what Rael is saying. Two things. So, Roger, okay, let's say you do get that. Like, do you want that from a woman who's not was trained to be a wife?
No, the thing is, if she gave me her life, I don't have any of those issues because she's gonna do whatever it is that I expect of
If
her.
you found her in America, brother, you have.
I am not.
I knew you were going there.
Yeah,
I knew.
Well, I'm gonna
don't
say
care
I
what
am not
you
saying
say.
where she got to come from. I'm not saying where she got to come
I'm
from.
saying,
But
like,
the reality is, she's willing to give you her life if she's willing to give you the highest honor.
Roger,
If you do a spot check on your wife,
Roger,
if you
define
do a
what you
spot
mean
check
by
on your wife, and you said she's from
give her
America,
your
brother,
life. Define that.
I don't care what you say. I'm not going to believe you. If I do a spot check on your wife and I say, where you from? Detroit, I am not going to believe you.
63rd.
Damn.
Roger.
Well, I'm just say this wholeheartedly. If I got a wife, she gave me her life, and that's real talk.
Define what you mean by that, Roger.
He
What I
tried
mean
to
about
he tried to he tried to describe it, but he misquoted it. He was quoting Ephesians chapter 5. I told y'all where it says, "Man should love his wife like Christ loved the church and give himself up for it." And she, in turn, is to submit to him in
Amen.
all
That is true.
things.
That is true. God does not require her. God does not require her to give you your life. Actually,
Right.
That is true.
She,
He did. He
she,
said all things.
her requirement is to submit to her husband in
Mhm.
all things, everything. And
Including
that's
her
what
life.
Roger is saying. If she is submitted to him in all things, he's going to get what she wants because she is looking to her husband for direction as he's looking to Christ for direction. That's what Roger was trying to say. He
But
just was.
Roger, if she isn't one who has the same beliefs as you, but she's rocking with you, would you still deem that as her giving her her life to you?
Yeah. Why wouldn't I? Why would I have an issue with that?
Well, she doesn't have the same belief as you.
Yeah, you can't have
I
a.
thought you just
Well,
said she got the
That's
same beliefs as me.
house-divided.
no,
That's
but
house-divided.
I think there's a conflict in
Hold on,
understanding what
hold on.
Roger
But
is
didn't he
saying,
just
though.
say she got the same belief as me?
No,
No.
I
he
just
said
don't
she
hear that.
doesn't.
Yeah.
She
Right.
said he
Okay,
doesn't.
why would I
That's
be
what.
with a woman who don't even believe
Well,
what I believe?
because she's on your purpose.
No.
No,
You
no.
can't
Yeah,
be on
She
my
doesn't have
purpose
the
if you don't
same.
have my
She
belief
can't.
system.
Right.
You can't.
right. That's
That's an
like
ox.
it.
Hold on.
That's an oxymoron.
Hold on. She
Yeah.
doesn't. You met her in another country. She may be Hindu, but she's rocking with being on your purpose, meaning she's willing to do these things, but she's come up in a culture that speaks to Hinduism.
I get you, but what's she gonna do about the fact that she gotta worship my God? My children gotta worship my God. What you gonna do about all that?
Okay, well,
Is it-
you're asking
is-
her to be 100% right on your purpose, right? But
Mm-hmm.
Right.
culturally, she's come up in this way. Now you've connected with her, and you guys, she's willing to do practically everything you want.
I see where he's going. I see where he's going.
Practically ain't
He
everything.
makes a
Lock
strong
in.
point.
Right. Practically is not. I knew where this was gonna
Well,
go,
hold on,
and
before you say it, truth teller,
Roger,
I'm
can
gonna just say
I got
I'm gonna
some.
say this
Go
real
ahead.
quick and let you have it.
Yeah.
I literally did this with as soon as a woman told me she was an atheist, I left her where she was.
A what? A what?
She told me she was an atheist. She had a different belief
Atheist?
than me. I'm
An
about to
atheist?
nail this chick and everything.
Are you
She
saying
told me she
atheist?
was an atheist. It's
Okay,
all right.
that's not where we're at with that, right?
No,
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 I
no.
mean,
I'm,
Roger,
I'm telling you, when
you're
I've
missing the
had to
point.
face someone that was finna give me some and everything, when I had to face
But
someone with a
we're
different
talking about
belief system, I'm
marriage.
leaving you where you're at.
But that no,
But
right?
but hold on. Let me
Go ahead.
try to clear this up really
Go ahead.
quickly.
Go ahead.
So she's Hindu, right? You're Christian, and actually, and no offense to the Christians, Hindus actually do a better job of what the Bible requires than what Christian women do.
Yeah, they do.
So
You got that
you
right.
have a Hindu woman that actually operates better in Christianity than your Christian woman. The only thing different is she believes in Shiva and you believe in God. And so
Jesus.
how do you so
Yeah.
that's what he's saying. Even though I agree, got to be the same God.
And Rogers still saying he gonna leave her right where she at.
Right where
Right.
she
Well,
is.
hold on. This is where I wanted to step in at because niggas keep constantly doing this. You keep trying to give these hoes a path to not be what they supposed to be. That scenario,
Exactly.
that scenario that you gave
Correct.
makes absolutely no sense because if she is 100% for her husband, she is now a Christian. That's
Yes.
literally what it boils down to.
I'm
That's
I don't
true.
know
saying,
why. I don't know why we want to give them. See, we're brainwashed to think, hey, them being free means the same thing as us being free.
No, but
They
you're
don't
missing.
have. Well, hold on, hear me
I'm
out. They don't
saying,
have the same. They don't have the same inclination of taking responsibility for things that have nothing to do with them. We do.
I'm
So
saying
therefore,
your
well, hear me out
neighborhood.
because you gave an example of a cultural difference. You're saying if you pick up somebody from another culture with different values and different this and different that, do you want her to be your wife? Well, sure, if she's going to take my culture. Example, because this happens quite a bit in the current world. I don't know if you know this or not. Miss Ivanka Trump had to do that herself.
Okay.
She's not a Jewish. She wasn't born a Jewish person. She's born a Christian.
Okay.
But when she got married to a certain person, that had to change.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
that's true.
saying
That's
that
true.
the world is bigger than your neighborhood. That's all I'm
Well,
saying.
but what I'm saying is we give these examples as outs for these chicks doing what they do. I
No,
don't care what I don't
no.
care what her belief system is. It doesn't matter what her belief system was before we
Listen,
got married.
man, the
None of
world
that matters.
The world is bigger than your neighborhood, and I'm saying
You're not listening, man. You're not hearing me, man. You're still trying to explain
Yeah,
to me
go
why she
go
has an
P.
out.
That's
let me finish
something
this.
that yeah
Let me
yeah
finish
that's
it up. I get where you're coming from, but I'm saying that the world is bigger than your neighborhood. You can want 100% this person to be 100% on your purpose. You can want that, but the reality is you may not get 100%. But if you can get that person who is rocking with you strong, right? She's rocking with you strong. Her culture, to Hot Sauce's point, she is Hindu and she is more in depth into it than the average Christian.
Christian.
But hey, she's dealing with her culture. She's come up in that. It's not easy to let go. Not saying she wouldn't, but to give 100% can be a
She probably
challenge.
she
You
wouldn't.
want the
She
person
wouldn't.
to
She
Hold on.
wouldn't.
but
right.
but
Wait,
go
wait. I want to respond to that because I don't think you understand what you just said.
Okay.
What
I
you
want to
just
respond
did,
too. Go ahead.
what you just described is what we call a risk assessment.
Okay.
What you don't understand is the risk that you just described happens with women in your own culture as well. It's something that you have to put forth what we call a risk mitigation plan. There has to be repercussions for not following the rules. That's where we fall off. What you just described is not a problem just because we have different values. What you just described is a risk that all men have, no matter which woman they pick. Because if the women don't follow the values that you designate, whether she comes from the same neighborhood or whether she comes from halfway across the world, you have the same risk.
right.
But that doesn't change just because you got it from from another country. It's
Right.
a risk every man has to take when he marries a woman. She
So
has to be she has to be willing to to
I'm gonna
submit
go
to
after
you.
Kevin. I'm gonna go
so
after
that
Kevin.
would mean if you're taking a risk assessment, that would mean you're looking at how well she will be able to stand on your purpose according to what her decisions are. What kind of risk are
Correct.
you taking? And I'm saying you
Correct.
won't get 100%. What part of that you don't understand? You
But
may
you won't
get
get 100% from anybody.
you may get
Hold on.
98%,
But
95%.
Hold
let
on.
Kevin go. Let
Jesus
Kevin go.
Christ.
I'm saying
Hold.
look at
Yeah,
what
Well,
go
you
go,
ahead,
can
but
Kevin.
get
hold on,
from
but
the
go P. Hold
person
on, hold
that
on,
will
but go
work
P.
out
Yeah.
Yeah.
for you.
Hold on,
That's
Hold
go
on.
all.
P.
Let
You
Kevin.
hold
Let
on. Let
Kevin
me
go
let me
so I
just
can
say let
go.
me
Go
just say
ahead,
this
Kev.
right quick.
Go.
You're
Go.
talking about a religion. You're talking about a religion. So that's just a touchy subject across the board. Trying to get somebody to come up under your religious
Right.
system from a whole different culture. Like that's not like saying, well, you don't eat beef in India, I eat beef, so you should eat beef. That's not that. We're talking about a spiritual system that somebody's been following their whole entire existence that's tapped into their identity. Yeah, that's gonna be a hard choice. That's gonna be a hard ass choice right there.
Ivanka Trump and her husband.
Wait. Hold on. So here's the situation. Because you're talking. So let's use the Hindu situation. Hindu in India, and by paper, she does everything better than the Christian, right? And because she's so good, she's devoted Hindu. So she's not going to change, right? And for me, because I'm devoted, I'm not going to change. And unfortunately, when it comes to guys, man, that normally is a relationship deal breaker. So yeah, I mean, I don't call it a risk assessment. It's an opportunity cost, right? I'm losing the girl of my dreams because she looks the way I want. Uh, she behaves the way I want. Everything is what I want, except for she worships a different god. But unfortunately, that's the deal breaker, bro. And I gotta walk away. I gotta put down that opportunity and walk away. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I
That's
want Kevin
another
to get
one.
in, who was trying to get in for a minute, and basically you asked me to pick between my girl and my God. It's
Yeah,
not
it's not
even
even
a
close.
thought process to me. Like it's nothing to me. Okay, my girl or my God. My girl screwed.
Well, I think
It's
a
not
lot of
even a
people
heavy thought to
look,
me.
man,
My girl is screwed.
look.
But I want Kevin to get in. He's been trying to get in for a minute.
Yes,
Kevin, get
yes,
on.
Okay, listen. Go P. In respect to you, brother.
yes, sir.
this is an example of men caring too much about what women think. If you're the leader and she's coming under your program, bro, in my house, we gonna serve the Lord. Period. I don't care what she was doing before she got here. So if she ain't gonna do what I want her to do over here, she ain't gonna be here. That's it.
Yeah, that's a
Hey,
deal
okay,
breaker. That's a
listen,
hard deal
listen.
breaker.
Malcolm X
Well,
said a
hold on,
long time ago.
before you say it,
Yes, sir.
um, go ahead. I'll say this right after. Go ahead.
I want to go after you, Roger.
Malcolm X said, we can go round and round about religion. We can go round and round about religion all day. But when it comes to, and I'm paraphrasing this part, when it comes to our nationality, our family, or in the direction, our purpose, that's a different kind of conversation. I get where you guys are as far as that person, if she's going to be on your purpose, she's going to be on your purpose. She's got to be 100%. I'm saying to you, you won't get 100%. I'm saying the reality is you won't get 100%.
Agree. Yeah, agree. Yeah, nobody's
That's all
getting
I'm saying.
100%. Yeah.
And I'm saying if she can rock with you strong, pick you up when you didn't fell down. Yeah, she may be Hindu, but she can pick you up when you most need her, and she does it on a regular basis.
I
No,
told
I
y'all.
think go P. I think we losing the track of it because I think Roger's
Yeah.
point is the highest honor she can give you is that. You saying
It's
is
being
it
on
possible for her to
being on your
give you?
purpose. But I'm saying, and I've been saying that, yeah, the highest honor is her being on your purpose. But I'm saying to you, brothers, look, don't look at it in the way where you gotta have 100% because you won't
See, Rod,
get
I told you, Roger.
100%.
I told
It's a
you.
slip. He on that slippery
I
slope,
told you.
man.
No, but
No,
he's
He on
no,
that
no.
slippery slope.
I'm not
He
on the
slid down the slide already. He
He
I'm
he
slid
he
down the
putting
he,
slide
he
already.
he's
Yeah.
he's
he
right
is
in the
not wrong.
macro.
what
No,
is
no, no.
right
Hold
He's
on,
right
exactly.
in
guys,
the
guys.
macro. It's the micro that's the
Hold on, because
problem.
if you're
He,
talking, wait one
The
second.
micro
If
that's the
you're talking
problem.
100%, you're talking perfection. No one is perfection.
Correct.
So
There we
he's right.
go.
You're
I
not.
just
You're
But
want
not
to
going to
be
but
be.
that's
Come on,
but
guys.
that's
realistic
You
now
gotta
in
be.
it. That's all I'm
Hold on.
saying.
that,
Wait. You got to be realistic. Nobody's going to give you 100% because
Right.
nobody
damn
is
it.
perfect.
I actually said that earlier.
Right. That's what I'm like. I don't understand why y'all niggas go down these paths.
Well,
This is this. Hold on. Let me
he,
finish. Let me say this, and I'll be quiet. This
yeah,
is not a
y'all
fruitful.
both are right. Y'all
Yeah,
both are
no.
right. It's just that
But
the
this
legal
isn't a
system is a
fruitful.
touchy subject.
Roger, do
That's
these
all.
trick
No, it's not touchy. It's not touchy.
trick questions.
Niggas,
This is
niggas like
Roger.
going down a.
Roger
Nigga,
set us all up with this trick bullshit. This is Roger.
yeah, this is trick garbage. What are y'all talking about? What are we talking about to say? Y'all just trying to get these hoes an out. Hey,
Man,
they
yep.
can't get 100%, so you
exactly.
can't expect
What
it.
does Roger say all
The
the time?
hell?
The Roger say all the time, the car got to have wheels on it. Today we going to honor the BITCH for having wheels. I thought the car is supposed to have wheels. It's got to drive off the lot. That's what the fundamental Roger Report, one of Roger Report rules.
Listen, man.
The car got to drive, right? So today is the day where we all want to honor the car for being a car.
Listen, man.
And when the car
I'm
is
saying,
I am honored when I get in the car and
we
I
can
start up
say
the
this,
car.
but
That's
listen,
and he
we can
tricking
say
us.
this.
He
Like,
tricking us.
the point is, we are on the internet, and there are many people who listen to the internet. There are new people who come to the internet all the time, and we have to be realistic with this. We have to be realistic with this, because we could say something, and it be misconstrued. And here on the panel, here in this space right here, we all understand certain things, but people outside of the Roger Report who are just coming into the Roger Report may not get what we're talking about.
No, go P. I gotta disagree. I think you
I
trying to
mean,
see
hey,
this. We
you
got
can
a habit.
disagree.
Black men have a habit of soft shoeing a lot of shit.
Yeah, man.
We should
Giving these hoes
definitely,
out options.
we should
Yes, sir.
definitely set the bar extremely high. Sure, human nature is gonna be a part of it. That obviously no one can be perfect, but that's not what nobody asking for. But as black men, we already have a very low standard for what we'll accept. I don't want to be reasonable. We always trying to be the most reasonable nigga in the room and shit. Fuck all of that. We need to set the bar as high as possible and shoot for the moon. They'll land amongst the stars.
Okay.
I gotta say this right now at this moment, man.
Go ahead.
Black Guru is wild,
Asking
bro.
for your life is me being reasonable.
Oh man.
Hey, Black Guru said it right there.
Black Guru
You
wild,
Negroes
bro.
better get those Hindu women with who will do what the hell you want them to do.
Black Guru hitting that blunt right now, boy.
I don't know why. You guys,
Black Guru on that Hennessy and that blunt.
He's saying what I'm saying.
Whatever chakra.
He's saying what I'm saying.
Whatever chakra. Whatever chakra. Whatever it is. I love it.
He's saying what I'm saying. But I get all this pushback because I'm saying it a certain way.
No, bro.
I've been jumped before, so it ain't nothing new.
Hey, man.
It ain't nothing new, man.
You better get that motherfucker.
Real quick. You guys hear what Roger keeps saying. Roger keeps saying he want her life. This is the trick bag that he put us in. Roger, he ain't said one time, I want her honor. He keeps saying she has to
go.
Yeah, it's the whole trick bag. This whole thing went this way because we get caught in mission and I want her to honor me and all this shit. Like that, Roger keeps saying she has to give me her life. That is not related to honor in any way. And he keeps reiterating that this is a trick bag. Right? If the car, in that scripture you quoted, Kev, it says God told her to submit. That don't mean I'm going to honor her for doing what God required of her. Why are we honoring someone when we require the car to start up? It's a trick question.
I mean, bro, this is the thing, man. Yeah, we've all been out to a restaurant, y'all. We've all been out to a restaurant, right? You order you a nice meal. Maybe get your nice steak dinner. Okay, you order yourself a nice meal. Don't you want to eat the whole meal, or do you want to share with the table next to you? Okay, do you want to have to give part of your meal to the other people coming in that don't quite know what they want, so they get to taste on your? No, I want the whole thing. So I want everything that comes with her being a good woman, which means I want her virginity. I do want her virginity. Now, I ain't never been with a virgin, but I would, let's say I've been with one. I might be married now. I might have married the first virgin I found. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? I ain't never been with one. Okay? Now, if she gives me children, sounds good to me. She's going to love me, respect me, teach my children what I want them to know. That sounds like a winner to me. But the thing is, I don't want her to give me children and then we get a divorce 7 years down the road. I don't want to honor her for 13 years. And then she said, well, you know what? You're just not enough anymore. And I need to go find somebody. I don't want to go through all that rigmarole stuff. I want your whole life. I need to know that if I die, you still there. And if you die first, I'm still there. I need the whole thing. It's that simple to me. I just need the whole thing.
So let me say this, because I'm gonna have so the thing is this, unless I'm reading it wrong. The highest honor a woman can give a man. That means women give just like we give honor to God, and we are the lesser being. Women can give honor to men, like giving honor. We're not saying you honoring her. We're not saying God honor us, but man gives honor to God, and women give honor to men. So let's get the verbiage right and have a baseline there. And there are things that a woman can there are things that a woman can give honor to a man, especially when it comes to your household, because as a man, you're responsible for your house, both your physical domicile plus your clan or your tribe. You're responsible for that. So
I agree with that. Only thing I'm saying is I want it all.
Okay, that's fine. Fine. You can have it all, whatever. Because I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about, because right now there's a concept on the table that why should we praise the car.
No.
for
What I'm
being
saying is,
great in
isn't she supposed to do that? Hot sauce?
Yes.
Isn't she?
Yes.
No. But we're not saying you honor her. The discussion is
No, but I'm
how
saying,
she is
how
honored
is
to
she
you.
honoring me if she do what she? If I go to dinner and I pay for the meal and you bring out my meal, how are you honoring me for bringing me my meal and I pay for it?
Because
you
the
honor
reason.
me.
Yeah, just like you honor her for treating her for a meal, giving her substance, providing food for her. Just as you're honoring her by doing that, and how she honors you, just like the girls in Uganda. They'll serve. They'll come down.
You said it, hot sauce.
Get
You
down
said
on
it.
their knees.
No, hot
and
sauce. You
serve
said
you.
it. You said it. There you go. That's the word. She is in service to me.
But she doesn't have to be, bro.
But I mean, if she commits,
and by her servicing you and by behaving, she's giving you honor, just like you providing for her. You don't have to provide for her. Why should she care for you doing what you're supposed to do?
So
that works both ways.
she honors me by being in her role that she was designed to do and that she's been required to do.
So then she can say the same thing about you. Then what? You're
No,
honoring her.
I'm asking a clarifying question because
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, this
Now,
goes
now
back
let me read
to-
real quickly. Black Cruz Strike said, "Has Aisha been dishonoring Steph?" I say yes. She has dishonored him, even though he might not know it or care. And my thing is this, y'all. I don't believe we finna find some perfect woman out there, and I don't believe I'm a perfect man. So I'm never going to seek out perfection. I just want enough. I don't need 100%. I just want enough. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Maybe a woman can present something to me. Maybe she only got 85%, but that 85 she does have possibly could be enough.
So
That's
Roger,
perfect. That's
this
perfect
goes
for
back
you.
to
That's all
what
that
I
matters. That she's
originally
perfect for
asked
you.
about the Hindu woman. Okay, this goes back.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
Listen.
Go, bro.
Can we put?
To answer your question directly, if her religion ain't my religion, it's not enough.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Let it go, bro.
Because you gotta answer to God, brother. At the end of the day, you gotta answer to
Okay.
God.
Well.
Yeah, if you gonna accept the Hindu, why not accept voodoo?
Listen, man. Listen. She back to what a Black Guru said. Look, man, you Negroes, off top. She may
Well,
not.
let me ask
Roger.
you this,
She
Gopi.
may
Let me
not
ask you
be
this.
able to give
Let
you
me ask you this,
100%, but if you can get 85%, 90%,
Bro,
Man, you making
asking me
excuses for
about
these women.
she would have to change religions, bro.
No, go P up here trying to save these hoes.
No,
Go P is up here trying to save these hoes. I ain't having it. No, I see what he doing. He trying to save these hoes. No.
Let me ask you
Hold
this
on, real quick. I got a brother that gave a super chat. I'm trying to remember exactly what your channel name was. Could you please put it in the could you please put it in the chat, man? Because I know it's one of the channels I believe Peace was in it because I recognize the picture. So if you could put it in the because I want to thank you for what you done did, brother. I want to thank you for what you did on the Cash App side, y'all. I got a $50 Cash App, and I want to be able to say his channel name. Okay,
Oh man.
the Cash App don't have his channel name in it, but brother, could you put your channel name so I can call you the right name, my brother? Because there's a few channels that's very close to yours, so I want to make sure I say the right name.
So while we're getting names, so Gopi, let me ask you this, right? So
go ahead.
You pass, right? And now you're meeting your maker. And your maker was like, you should not have any other gods but me. And you gonna go up to the God that made you is like, well, look, homeboy, she had everything else, so I chose that over worshiping. That's what you gonna say?
Listen, man. Listen.
No. Please answer directly. Please answer it.
Yeah. What you gonna tell the Almighty? What you gonna tell the Almighty?
Y'all stupid. So wait, hold on. Can I bring this back? I know. Can I just bring this back?
No. We need to know what P gonna tell the Almighty. Go ahead, P. Tell the Almighty you were down here trying to say these hoes. Come
I'm
on.
going to answer your question. The question was the question is, what will I tell God when I leave this world and meet Him in reference to my decisions when it came to my significant other, right?
To your Hindu hoe.
The Hindu hoe.
Right? That's the question, right?
Yes, it is.
So
hold on. Let me make it clear. Paint the picture
go ahead.
correctly.
Go ahead.
Do you have a religion?
Indeed, I am all in all. Indeed, I am the universe, and the universe is I.
Okay, so fine.
Wow.
You go to that nigga at the end of when you dead, to the universe of all in all, and your woman don't believe in that. And the all in all, whoever that is to you, is gonna sit there and say, bruh, you chose a woman who did not believe and worship me.
Okay, I'm gonna say.
Yeah, she
Can we move on, man?
She believe in the none and none. Go ahead.
Yeah, we finna move on. We finna move on. I'm gonna read this to break this up. Shout out to Magna
Please
Boy,
do.
son Dominus, who gave me the $50 cash app. Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you very much. I appreciate it big time.
Read Black
Yeah,
Guru comment.
the one he just made.
Yeah.
And read the one previously.
Okay, let me do one previously first.
We all know where Black Guru going. We all know where he's going.
Read the one previously and then read this one.
Okay, he say they gonna learn, Goldfeet.
They gonna learn.
These young Negroes gonna learn.
But y'all see how they don't answer the question, right?
So can I step in to bring this?
He said,
question. I was going to
ask God why did he give a black man these so-called Christian 304s?
I do want to step in to bring this back, but
forsake me, Lord.
I do want to point something out on a very serious note, something that GoP did. And for the listeners who listening, this is also something you need to watch out for. Basically, they use a soft spot for you to be a simp.
Okay.
He used religion in the context of allowing you to take an unqualified woman and for you to think, well, it's the best I can get. It's a good percentage. The only reason why you can qualify a 5 to be your woman is if you know what a 10 is. You need to know what 100% of your requirements are before you can qualify any woman that you feel might still meet your needs. If she's not aiming for 100% of what you require, that's your problem, and she's a problem for you.
We got to stop right there, y'all, because that little whole episode, stopped me from bringing in SOS the interpreter because he's here. So let me go ahead and give him the mic, okay, so we can dead all that. Okay, SOS the interpreter. My apology for having you hold so long. I'm trying to get people.
It's perfect time, but we need an SOS.
So the perfect time for an SOS to be responded to. Real talk. SOS the interpreter. You got it, my brother. How you doing?
Good, brother. Good afternoon to you and good afternoon to the panel.
Good afternoon, brother.
Salute.
Peace.
Brother, this topic you're on is very important because it's a part of my second book. And I want to read something for you guys. Matthew 10, verse 34 says, "Do not think that I have come to bring peace to the earth. I did not come to bring peace, but a sword. For I have come to turn a man against his father, a daughter against her mother, a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law, and a man's enemies will be the members of his own household." This means that the chaos of the family was planned and engineered by those who created Christianity. The word marriage and America means the same thing. America means A is for Adam, who is the character of the Bible, and the star character of He-Man, a symbol of white supremacy. A is for Adam, M is for master, E is for Eve and everyone else. R-I is for ribaldry. Ribaldry means insignificant and in Sanskrit means the waste or the loss, basically the slave. Ka means the spirit. America means in the spirit of Adam is master and everyone else is a slave. This is relative to marriage. Marriage is Mar, M-A-R, a god, and a master. Which is insignificant or a slave, and age is a reference and symbolizes time. Marriage is a time of master and slave. This is further reflected in the term groom, which we all know refers to someone who takes care of a horse. The female is the bride because she is the one who is caught or bought and hence bridled. Because the system is using woman, sex, and family as a weapon, the environment for marriage is now either a desert or quicksand. The woman is God conquered and inverted, truly the devil on earth, because she is now inverted and manipulated. The woman is the Pentateuch, meaning the five womb, the five brain, which is reflected in Las Vegas. Las mean a female, and Vegas, when reversed, is sage 5. The 5 sages are Sagittarius 5, which also reflects her superior power of the 5 wombs. Vegas is known as Sin City because whoredom and gambling dominate the economy and reflect the state of the woman as sinful and damned. Man is Quagus, meaning 4 brains. The brain is a place to be controlled and influenced, which is the male penis, the stomach, the heart, and the belly, the so-called brain. The belly means the 2 bells, which refer to the cerebellum. The woman has the womb, which gives her the 5th element, making her the extraterrestrial. In music, C major, Do is C, Re is D, and Mi is E. The letter E, which represents the female. The university in America that deals with alien technology is the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, commonly known as MIT. When you substitute the me with E in MIT, you get ET, which is extraterrestrial and refers to the mitochondrial DNA. She is the God because she carries the womb, which is the universal mind, the universal mother, the Milky Way, and the womb remembers everything. The power of the womb is being manipulated and corrupted before she has any sense or knowledge of the power. This brings us to the word pyramid. Pyramid means PY, pus, which is from an infected wound or corruption. Ra means the head, and mid is also mes, M-E-S, which refers to the womb. The pyramid is the corruption of the head of the womb, which is the black woman. 1 second, I'm 2 minutes. Give me 30 seconds, I'm finished. We have sisters, mothers, aunts, and some have daughters. So it is our duty as men to learn and free them from the oppression that the system has placed on them to corrupt their wombs. The womb is the presence of God on earth, and the devil knows this. So we created the woman as a whore. The corruption of the womb is the corruption of the world. A woman must preserve her womb to safeguard her family and her sanity. The most precious thing of a woman is her womb, and when she is placed in the hand of the right man, that man can use her powers. If he is knowledgeable, he can use her womb to control time by preserving his lineage and the gains of her vision, the ability to transcend time. That's my reading for today, brother.
Okay, I'm gonna have a question about that, but we get to that in a minute. No, Tunnel Runner then came up, so Tunnel Runner, go ahead and get in, my brother.
Yes, brothers. When I say I want a woman on my program, that means she follows me, whatever I do. If my religion, the way I want my food, she's on my program. She's going to try to please me. She's going to try to anticipate what I want. So you just follow me, get on my program, and we'll be okay. I'll drop right there.
I've been striving to answer Truth Teller's question, man. Because he asked me how would I
I forgot what the question was. Sorry.
What'd you say now?
I forgot what the question was. Sorry, what was it? What did I ask you again?
Well, I do got one. Hold on. I do want to ask a clarifying question real quick. I want to ask a clarifying question. Okay.
Yeah, go
Because
ahead.
SOS, the interpreter just came up. No, he just gave his spiel. Now, based on the spiel you just gave, are you saying, because this is what I'm taking from it, maybe I'm wrong, are you saying that you in agreement that the highest honor a woman can give a man is a child? Is that what that says?
No, what I'm saying is, if the woman preserves her womb, because her womb is also her sanctity, it's her sanctuary, and it keeps her sanity also, brother. This is the most precious thing the woman has. And remember, we already use the term milk, okay? And we break down milk, and I showed you the word cheese, okay? It's not only referring to a steak, because cheese is what you say, okay, when you're taking a picture and you want to be happy. You want to show that you're happy. Cheese also means happiness. It also means your money. Okay, so if you're dealing with a woman that is her milk is corrupted, which is her womb, which is the Milky Way, you're going to have problem. You're not going to be able to fully control this woman at all. Someone has already broken her in before you, brother. So if she's not preserving her womb for the right man, she's not even preserving herself and her mind, brother, because the womb has the connection farther than what is in the head, brother.
Okay, I got it. Okay, so it's really about dishonoring men because she hasn't preserved her womb. Okay,
That is correct. That is correct.
all right, gotcha. I just wanted to make sure that that ain't what you were saying. Okay,
No, but
it's all. It's all.
the womb is the fifth element, brother. The
No,
womb.
no, no. I just wanted to be sure because you know what the subject of the show is. I just wanted to be clear. But we got a Kryptonian coming up, so I'm gonna go ahead and give him the mic. Kryptonian Emperor Dessalines is in the building. You got the mic, my brother. Go ahead.
What's happening, blood?
Hey, we're good, gentlemen. We're good. It's a happy Friday for me, man.
What's
I
happening?
can smell the weekend. I can smell the weekend coming.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Everybody's fighting to decide whether or not what she's offering is enough. As a Kryptonian, I've came to the painful realization that there's nothing that she can give me that is enough for me. I am the one who's honoring her by allowing her to fulfill her destiny, that is being useful to a man. Anything less than that is her failure, and that's not my problem. I am her destiny. I am what will allow her to fulfill her divine bargain. Without me, she's nothing. I am her honor, and she's not my honor. She cannot honor me. I've been with virgins. All hoes were virgins at some point. I've been with virgin, and I can proudly say that I was the first. That didn't stop them from being hoes. Unfortunately, I tripped and put babies in women, and I can proudly say that this was her first pregnancy. But those pregnancies never came to term. I've been with women whom I can say temporarily were quote unquote on my program for their sake, for their own salvation. That didn't stop them from straying away from me. That didn't stop them from leaving. So I've came to realize that there's nothing that they can offer me that can bring honor to me. I am her honor. I am her salvation. Anything shorter than that, that's her failure. Thank you.
Roger, I just said something about the groom and the bride. You must remember that the horse symbolizes the bride, and the horse can't move without the groom.
Well, very true. And I'm gonna say from as I was thinking about this, because I told you I thought about this. I was thinking about things from a religious perspective. Now God wants us to give our life to Him. The woman's supposed to be acting somewhat toward that way toward us. She's supposed to give her life to me. Now I do understand, and this is not me giving them a pass. So don't take it. Listen what I'm saying before we react to it. The best we can give God is like filthy rags. I
So
don't
you taking
expect
filthy
that
rags from
much.
her.
I mean, I'm saying I don't expect her to be phenomenal or anything like that. But keeping your legs closed from other men, that's not something. That's not like a major thing to do. It's not a difficult task to keep your legs closed. You know what I'm saying? The things we ask me saying I want her life. Okay, maybe I want her to cook for me or clean for me. What she got to eat anyway. So what's making some extra food so I can eat? Okay, what's the big deal with that?
Who's that?
What's cleaning the home you live in? You want your home clean, don't you? Well, I'm gonna be there too, so clean mine too. If you gonna work a job, now my thing is, it depends on if a man need a woman to work a job. Which women check in to see if they man even want them to have a job? Because from what I can tell in Black America, because I've asked people, why they working, and what I found out, a lot of women are working so they ain't got to listen to that man. That's what they call themselves doing. So I don't see them honoring the man in that process. Now, if the man said, "Well, we got a business we trying to get off the ground," she's gonna work so she can bring in the startup capital, so we don't have to go to a bank. Now, okay, that makes some sense. You see what I'm saying? But I'm saying the stuff we ask for, including their whole life, really ain't that big a deal. Santana said a good point earlier about when you ask them when they're gonna have a baby for you, they put their life on the line, right? You
They
you
supposed
get up
to,
and go to work every day. You can die every single one of them days. Somebody can run
right?
into your car. You can die every single one of them days, but you go out there to make sure she good. What's having 1, 2, 3, or 4 babies? You know, uh, personally, I know people with number of children in the teens. You did something in the teens, okay, that's in the teens. How many days did a man get up and go to work? We talking about stuff in
Mm,
the thousands now. So we gonna compare some
mm.
teens to the thousands? Now, if you say, okay, well, she had to carry that baby for 9 months the whole time. That man worked the whole year, every year, not just the year you had a baby. So to me, it's like cool story, bro. She laid her life down the line to have my baby. Cool story, bro. I'm not saying it ain't a great thing, but when you offer it as a comparison, it pales. That's what I'm saying. Having
I
three
think
babies for me pales to working. How many years does the average man work? About 40? And
yep.
real talk,
40.
retirement is a new
It's,
thing.
the average
Yeah,
man works until he dies.
exactly.
Yeah, pretty much. I I I think a lot of this. I think a lot of this unclarity on what women are supposed to bring to to men, us, comes from the fact that I say this all the time. We don't even understand what leadership is. Most men describe leadership based on descriptions from women. It really boils down to that. You ain't a real leader cause this, right? You ain't a real man cause this. They have never spent a second in their lives being a man. How in God's name would they know what being a real man is? They have no idea what it requires. Let's just take the basics. Protect, right? We know we got a whole bunch of roles that we got. Let's take the basics. Protect. That's a 24/7 job that never dies, right? Even when you're sleeping, when you're brushing your teeth, when you're on your way to work, when you're eating lunch, when you come back home and she's screaming at you for some monotonous garbage. That 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 preparation in your mind to be ready to sacrifice yourself at any given second never stops. You can get woken up in the middle of the night. You might have to jump in front of something to protect your wife and your kids. You might be scooping out ice cream out the ice cream in the kitchen. Somebody kick your door in. Guess who got to go fly to the door with an ice cream scoop in his hand? That's a constant. And people don't realize that when you're the leader, it doesn't matter what's going on. It doesn't matter if you cause it.
You know,
You're responsible for it.
Well,
two
that's the purpose.
fella,
That's the purpose. That's the
So I'm describing what some of the stresses are of being a leader.
yes.
The reason why I describe that is because if you have a responsibility that you have to manage yourself, for other people, no matter what the scenario is. They too have responsibilities for you that they need to manage themselves, no matter what the situation is, i.e., having children, taking care of the family, making sure you're healthy, making sure you're able to do what you need to do best. All these things are there. But for some strange reason, we like to try to counterbalance what we do for them with what we think they do for us, which they don't actually do. And in this route, we give hoes this out option. Well, yeah, if y'all both work, she come from home from work tired too. But when she go to sleep, she has somebody protecting her. She can sleep soundly. The door get kicked in, she ain't got to worry about popping up and running with no weapon.
I
Figure out
like
what the
this
hell to
nigga.
stop it.
She can lose her job and still have money and pay her
And still,
bills.
Come on.
I got
I
my
like this
husband.
nigga. Preach.
So y'all niggas keep sitting here making these outs for these hoes not being what they supposed to be. And I do agree that women do pay, they do, in order to respecting their man is showing respect to their man. Now, a woman is your representative outside. I know we don't want to believe that. But when she go out in public, whether she's on your arm or whether she out there by herself, that's your woman. That's Roger's wife. That's out here. Man, did I see Roger's wife in a tank top with tattoos all over her back, bending over for some dude in Walmart? I don't know what's going on in Roger's house. That's what they gonna say.
Exactly.
That's right. That's
They're
right.
not gonna say if they see her outside dressed appropriately, being respectful, people paying her respect. Oh yeah, that's Roger's wife. Yeah, yeah, that's how they house get ran. So I don't know why we want to make it seem like them out there representing you appropriately isn't paying you respect. It is. So let's
So
stop giving these hoes outs.
so
Let's
she
just stop. Ain't no
so
out.
so she must be just as protective of you as you are of her.
No,
No, that's not what he said at all.
No, listen to
at
what I
all.
just said. Listen to what
I
I
know
just
where you going, player. I can see where you going. No,
he
that's not what I
Go,
said.
you
go,
guys
go,
keep
P. You
trying to
on some stuff
you guys
today,
keep
man.
trying to
Let him go.
jump
Let him go. Let him go.
before
Go ahead, go P. Go
before
ahead.
I'm saying to you,
Hmm.
because she is on your purpose and
Right.
you laid out proper instruction and correction when she
Correct.
does go outside, she
Hmm.
is just as protective of you as you are of her. Because to your point, truth, she can't be
In
outside.
her own way. In her
Well,
own
wait,
way
let him
is what
finish.
you're saying.
Let him finish. I'll clear it
She
up real
can't be
quick. It's okay.
outside. She can't be outside being in a position or displaying behaviors that are not honorable to her man and his purpose. She can't be out there all out of order. She has to
True.
be just as protective when she's outside as she is of him. When
Actually,
he
no. I'll answer right now. No, she has to be more protective because what you provide to her as the man is more valuable than what she can offer to you being respectful outside.
okay,
So therefore, in order to even get close to paying you the respect that you deserve, she has to be extra respectful outside.
okay,
There's no reciprocation for what men provide women. I hope we understand
Her
this.
what
her
I'm saying is
best her best might be
it,
filthy rags, bro. That's all I'm trying to tell you. Her
This
she
nigga
best
said
might
is
be
filthy
filthy
rags.
rags.
just as protective of you.
She needs to be
Go,
more.
go.
I'm not saying she can be equal to you. I'm not
No,
saying
she
that.
can never be equal. She has to be more protective for that
So,
reason.
but she can never be more protective.
Of course
She
she
cannot.
can.
No, she
Within
cannot.
her own skill sets.
No. Listen to what I'm saying. A woman cannot be more protective of you than you are of her.
Of course she can.
She
You,
cannot.
let me
She,
give you an example. Let
go
me give you an example.
ahead.
I'll give you an example.
Go ahead.
Your wife and your daughter says, "Hey, we're gonna go out today. We're gonna go shopping. We're gonna have some lunch, and and then we'll be back home around 4, and I'll cook dinner for you, so it'll be ready when you get home." You say, "Cool," right? They go out. You get off of work early. Your boss say, "You know what? We don't need more. You can go ahead and take the day off. You've been doing a good job. Go ahead." You go to where they told you was gonna go, and you see your wife and your daughter. Your wife is in hoochie shorts and your daughter is in a little skirt. And you like, why in the hell are you out here dressed like this? And she says to you, why can't I dress like this? What's wrong with how I'm dressed? And you say, you don't look appropriate as a representative of my family. And she says, I think I look fine. Is she protecting you?
No.
Okay, so I'm gonna answer your question, brother. Look, listen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna use your example.
Sure.
First of all,
Well, usually when niggas say I'm gonna answer your question, they really mean I'm really finna not answer your question.
no, but come on.
I want to hear the answer.
I'm one who will answer the question. No, I
Sure.
get at you. If we're gonna have the conversation and be real about it.
Uh-huh.
First of all, I'm not gonna give her permission to go out the door like that anyway.
But you wasn't home. You was at work.
Roger just said that. Roger just said this shit gonna happen.
I gave her proper I've been instilling in her proper instruction and correction off top. I'm addressing behavior before it even get there.
But in this scenario, it got there. Is she protecting you?
No, because then in general, she is not putting you in a position to where she is protecting you. Right?
Okay.
But she is the likelihood of her, she may get hit on, but she'll be more, her and the daughter are more likely to not get back home. But you, as the man, when you go out the door, that's a different kind of conversation because of what men are subject to, brother. I'm saying to you, she
I agree with you.
Never be as protective of of you as you are of her, because you automatically are expected to give your life, and in more times than not,
you making my point, player.
It is in a
you
man's
making my
mind.
point.
It is. I'm saying it is in a man's mind.
So you agree with me?
No, I'm saying that a woman can never be as more protective than a man can.
Well, she could be more protective in her role as a woman, right?
No,
so making sure when she goes out, her daughter acts appropriately in public. She and her daughter are dressed appropriately, making sure she's carrying herself above par.
From?
All right, hold fast.
That's not the question.
Hold fast. Y'all, because we at the 3-hour mark, and I was going to end the show, but y'all are now finna get a BGS extension. I told you when the privilege
shout out to
men come up,
BGS.
you know what I'm saying? We're going to make some room for the privilege men. So, BGS has the elder privilege, so I'm finna get him the mic immediately and let him take this wherever he want to take it.
Go ahead,
BGS. How you doing, brother? BGS, I don't hear you. Do y'all hear him?
I don't hear him.
We getting catfish? What's going on?
You're stupid.
I don't know.
Somebody did pull out in the past, though. Somebody did pull out in the past when it was trying to pretend to be BGS.
Okay.
Really?
There we go.
There he is.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you now. We hear you now.
Okay. I've been telling guys for the last 10 years, okay? It is not your job to make that woman a wife, okay? That's her mama's job. That's her family's job. She should come to you as a wife, okay? And the thing is, I got two.
He went out.
BGS, we lost you.
Can you guys hear me?
We lost you there for a second. Yeah, we hear you now.
We heard you said you got two.
I got two daughters, okay, that are not married, okay? And if they're out there in booty shorts and tattoos and bending over for the Walmart guy, guess what it's a reflection of, okay? Not her husband, not her boyfriend, it's her fucking family. Sum total of the people that raised her. It's not on him. I don't care whether she's protected or not, okay? It's not on him. Because when you do that, not only to your husband, you do that to your family, to your mama, because I can guarantee you, if they see her doing that kind of stuff, it's not going to be who her husband is, it's who raised her. Where she come from, what background does she have? Because her husband
She should already be that. Okay, he shouldn't have to change her that much. Nobody should have to tell her to respect her husband and respect her boundaries and respect herself as a woman. Okay, you do that shit because if you doing that shit, you tatted up with booty shorts, bending over for the guy, you a hoe. That's who you are. Okay, that comes from your family and your family background. Does not come from him. You cannot make somebody into something that they are not. Okay, and I'm tired of guys trying to believe that you can make a chick. You can. What do we say all the time, Roger? You can't turn a hoe into a what?
Housewife.
Okay. If she's a hoe, you did not make her a hoe. Okay. Now, if she wants to stop being a hoe, only that's between her and God. You ain't got nothing. You ain't got shit to do with it. You're just the unfortunate person happen to pick badly and thinking that you can do something that you cannot. Okay. For 200 years, we have been trying to change fucking black women. We have not cracked a grape. I mean, over the past couple of weeks, I've been reading, hearing this shit about what black women complain about their men and about our relationship between each other. That shit goes back 200 years. Okay, the shit ain't changed. So I don't know what you guys think you can do, how much you think you can man up, how much you think you can actually be a better man, be more successful and shit like that, and change these. So listen to Aisha Curry, okay? Listen to Michelle Obama. If you think you can be president of the United States, a leader of the free world, but you can't change your woman, what does that mean? You have nothing. The only people that can change her is her family and God. Okay? So if she's out disrespecting you and she's out there disrespecting your marriage and stuff, shit like that, that's on fucking her. It's not on you. Protection ain't got nothing to do with how she purports herself in public. Nothing. Okay. She should have been doing that in elementary school, middle school, high school, college, well before she met you. Ain't no Muslim had to be told how to act by her husband. Ain't no Latino chick that I know of, okay, has to be taught how to act and carry herself by her husband. Y'all feeling me?
So if you once again, if you are with your significant other, your girl,
Oh my
and
God, here we
before
go
she
again.
No,
goes,
go ahead. Let me finish. Because I'm getting ready. I've got 2 words. I'm getting ready to say to it. But go ahead and let me finish first before I say the 2 words. Okay.
if she before she goes out
Go ahead.
that door,
Mm-hmm.
you giving her, hey, you said, hey, baby, because she may be wanting to do something or
Okay.
whatever. You say, look, baby, that's not a good look. I don't want you to do that. Okay. And she follows that instruction.
Mm-hmm.
That would mean you are being more protective of her than she is of you. And she's being protective of you because she's following your instructions. So she's not going to go out that door like that.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't that make sense?
Okay. Okay. Let me ask you this. First of all, it's bullshit. Why she want to go out the door like that in the first place?
I'm saying the same thing.
No. I'm asking you. Why does she want? No, I'm asking you. I'm asking you. Why does she want? Regardless of what you tell her, whether you're there or not, why she want to go out the door out like that in the first place?
Well, if she's going out the door like that in the first place, she has some whole tendencies. She wants to rock like that. And I'm saying,
where did she get the whole tendencies from?
Well, wherever she got it from.
No. Come on, man. Stop playing dumb with me. Where'd she get it from?
Look, first of all,
you black.
First of all, I'm speaking to you in a.
I understand.
I
understand, but the thing is what I'm getting tired of, especially in this space, is people playing dumb. You know exactly where people learn shit from. Okay, where she get it from?
Wherever she got it from, I don't know.
No, man, come on, man.
If she got it
Play the song, somebody.
She got it from her family. If she got
it from her mama.
She got it from her mama.
From the streets.
She did.
I don't know where she got it.
Yes, you do know where she got it from.
If I'm telling you I don't know where she got it from, I don't know.
Did you grow up in a black neighborhood?
I did.
Okay. Did you go to a black school?
Yes, sir, I did.
Okay. Did you see all kinds of girls and stuff like that acting all kinds of different ways?
I did. Yes, sir, I did.
Did you see their mamas acting all kinds of different ways?
I didn't see their mamas.
Okay, man. All right.
I didn't see.
Okay.
I didn't see that
In other
wrong.
words, let me finish what I got to say, man.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Because I didn't come up to argue with you because I
Yes, sir.
was gonna tell you that's bullshit. Okay. And I'm
Okay.
getting
Go ahead.
tired of guys saying bullshit. Okay.
Yes, sir. Go
You
ahead.
know exactly if you from the time my grandson was 9, okay, and he got a mean treatment from a little black girl that he told her she was cute, and she damn near cussed him out, okay. You know the time that you 8 or 9 years old, how black women are, okay, and basically you have aunties and mothers got friends and shit like that. You know how black women are. It don't take much to put one plus one together to know exactly where they got from. Especially we in Cali, we know exactly where they get that shit from. Okay, we know exactly where they get
Well,
shit
first of all, I'm not going to make assumptions that I know where these people come from. I can only address them when I see their behaviors and I'm engaged in their behaviors.
Well, Go P, it was your example, so you know exactly where she came
You know
from.
exactly where she came from. Well, what? Okay. Basically, okay. Look, I'm gonna respect your perspective. I'm gonna
Yes, sir.
politely call bullshit. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna politely call
You
bullshit,
can call
okay?
it. Go
Now,
ahead.
I'm politely call bullshit, okay? Because you
Yes, sir.
interrupted me with that shit. It's bullshit. You know exactly where she got it from, okay? Everybody knows where did you get your outlook on the world from, okay? Where'd you get your you didn't just grow up that way and all of a sudden it just developed in your head out of nowhere. No, you got it from your parents and you got it from your peers, okay? You know exactly where this stuff came from, okay?
The
And
world,
by the time you get to be an adult, you get to be a man, get to be married, you're basically fully formed by then. Okay, who you are and what you like and how you dress and how you carry yourself is fully formed by the time you get 18, 19, 20. Okay.
the world is bigger than your neighborhood, sir. And I will tell the
Okay.
panel and stand on that.
Mm-hmm.
My
Okay.
deal is this.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I've experienced the world as a child. And as I grew up, I learned different things.
Mm-hmm.
And as I learned different things, I understood that assumptions can make a butt out of you and me. So
Okay.
when I meet that person,
Mm-hmm.
I meet them where they are and look at what their behaviors are and
Mm-hmm.
decide from there which way
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with them. I don't know what their past is because a lot of times, if we're speaking about the woman, we don't know if she's either going to tell the truth. The only thing I can do is examine her behaviors and decide from there.
Okay. 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 Let me ask you this. Okay. You've been around the world, right?
Yes, sir.
You in California, right? A
Yes, sir.
Latino don't act like a black woman for the most part.
Okay.
Do they? Do they?
They act like women.
Does a Latino woman, a Latina, act like a black woman? Yes or no?
I don't know that.
Yes, you do know. You in San Diego. You do know.
Come on,
Okay.
P.
Does a white woman act like a black woman? No, do they?
Women act like women, sir.
Does a black woman act like a
Like
white woman?
women act like women.
Okay,
Birds
man.
of a
All right.
feather
Okay.
flock
That's
together.
All right.
They
All right.
mimic
that's
each
Let me
that's
finish
some
what I'm going to say,
that's
man. I'm
some
not going to
that's
argue
some
with you,
host
okay?
shit right here.
I'm not going to argue
All
with
right.
you, okay?
All
Because
right.
I'm in L.A.
Yes, sir. And
California.
I'm in Dago.
Hey.
Man, don't talk to me like I'm your
Oh,
child.
okay. You know what? You're right. You're right.
You're right.
Let me bounce off.
Yeah.
Let me bounce off the panel, okay?
Well, bounce.
Okay. Because Roger gave me senior privilege, okay?
Okay.
I
That doesn't
came up
mean
for
you just,
I came up for 15 minutes to actually say what I was gonna say, okay?
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I come over here to argue with you. We in Cali, man. My son dates Latinos for a fucking reason. They don't act the same way, okay? I go to family cookouts, okay, where you have half Latino and half black. I can tell you, they ain't the same.
Okay.
They ain't the same, okay?
Okay.
They're not the same. Okay, I went to white schools, okay, and lived in a black neighborhood. White girls do not act like black girls, okay.
Okay.
I can tell you that. Women just ain't women. Your culture is not the same culture. A Japanese woman in Japan is not going to act like a black woman in Los Angeles because the culture is different. A woman in Kenya is not going to act like a woman in Los Angeles, okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, a woman in the UK is not going to act like a woman in Los Angeles, okay. I know that for a fact.
And
A
I'm
woman,
saying to you,
hey. A woman in
go
India,
ahead.
an Islamic woman in India, Malaysia, or Dubai is not going to act like a black woman. They don't act the same. Okay.
Yes, sir.
They do not. Okay, Roger. If I'm off, please tell me.
Well, hold on. Let me
I didn't say you off.
let me respond to you.
Roger, if I'm off,
Go ahead.
please tell me.
They don't sound off to me.
Well, let me
Okay.
respond.
So what I'm saying, what I came up here to say, okay,
Go ahead.
I didn't come up here to debate with you.
Okay.
I came up to talk about what the brother was talking about, okay?
But you
So
addressed me.
hey, I didn't address you.
You did address me, sir.
No, I did not.
If you asked me questions, you addressed
No, I
me.
did. You came in and interrupted what I was saying, okay?
Gold P.
Yes, sir.
He
Yes, sir.
do got elder privilege, so let's just chill.
But it doesn't mean be disrespectful, nor override what a person is saying and try to make your point like it's right. And
I'm not even
if everybody
addressing
just
you.
gonna accept that.
I'm not
No.
addressing you.
Okay. Yes, sir.
I'm not addressing you. I was addressing to the brother that was speaking about a chick being bent over and stuff like that. Okay, that is not your
Did you
problem.
not ask me
Hey,
questions?
no, I didn't.
You did ask me
No, I
questions.
didn't.
Okay, well, go
No,
P. What
women?
does it make that big of a
Women
difference?
are women. That's what I said.
Go P. That's bullshit.
Okay.
100% bullshit.
So
You
women
in
are
California,
women.
you know that's bullshit.
So
You're right.
women are
You're
women.
right next to the fucking border. You know that's bullshit.
So women aren't women.
Women are just like a man is not a man in different countries. Okay, that's bullshit. Okay.
Then why do they
A man in a Chinese man in China is
We're
not
not
going to act the
talking about
same
men.
way
We're
as
talking
a
about women.
man as a black man
We're
in
talking about women.
the United States. They're not.
We're talking
They're
about
not.
women. Sir.
Black men do not act like the
We're
rest of
talking
the
about
black
women.
men do not act like the rest of the world. They do not.
We're talking about
They
women.
don't. They don't.
Gold P. I'm gonna respectfully ask you
Yes,
to
sir.
come to Bible study today. Okay, we're gonna need you in Bible study after the show.
Yes.
Okay. But let the man make his point. If you want to rebuttal, it's better to rebuttal
He
after
give me an
he
opportunity
finishes.
to rebut, though. He's got to give me an opportunity.
No, I don't.
That's what I'm saying. But
No, I
okay,
don't.
so-
No, I
okay.
don't.
All right.
No, I don't.
Yes, sir.
Let him give his piece, man. Let him give
I'm
his
trying
piece.
to get this out so I can say my piece. You can debate it after I leave because I came up there. Hey, you still talking? I came up here because the brother says something that I disagree with. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And technically, we under a BGS extension because if he didn't show up, the show was finna end. We passed the 3-hour mark, so let him do his thing.
Okay, so I can say it. The thing is, like I said, I have 2 daughters. Okay. I got a bunch of women in my family. Now, the women folk will tell you if they see that chick bent over with tats up her arm, wearing booty shorts, bending over for the guy in Walmart, they're gonna ask not who her husband is. They're gonna ask who raised her. Same thing a white woman would ask. Who raised her? What did your mother teach you? Because you have no business under any circumstances, man or no man, to be out here doing that bullshit. Okay. Because you're embarrassing not only him, but the family first. Because the first thing is, who raised you to be this way? The family always takes the blood. Because when my daughters do some bullshit, it always comes back to us. Okay, who's your daddy? Who's your mama? Who raised you? Why are you acting like that? Don't talk about the husband. They talk about the family. Because it's their responsibility to actually raise that daughter to be a certain way. I know that because I got 2 daughters in their 30s. Okay. I got a son that does what he does, right? Okay. And the wives come to me. Why does he act like that? Because it's my job to raise him a certain way. And whether I succeed or fail, okay, how they are is on me. It's not on the man. Okay. In my opinion. So when she goes out there and holds around or whatever she does, it's on her and her family. Where did she come from? Where she learn how to be a hoe? Okay, regardless of what instructions she did or didn't get, whether she's single and never had a man in her life, if she does that, it's on her family and how she's raised. Now, that's all I got to say.
Hey, Roger, can I say one thing?
Absolutely.
Like KS said, BGS is right.
I mean, tunnel runner. Who are you married to?
A Latina, Colombiana.
Let me ask you, man. Does your Latina wife act like a black woman in Atlanta?
Hell no.
Thank you.
She's cooking every day.
If that was the case, then culture would not matter. Okay, who we are, our buildings. Okay, that's I have to do a lecture on culture, right? How you fight, how you raise your food, how you cook, how you treat your children, how you treat your man, how you treat your wife. All that stuff is you actually built and trained to do that. You don't come out of the womb doing that, okay? And the thing is that Tony Runner can tell you he didn't have to train his wife to do shit. Okay, my mother, when she was married to my father didn't have to train her to be a wife or how to act. Her parents did. She came that way. He didn't have to teach her how to be a respectful woman. Her mother did. Her aunties did. Her grandmother did.
Hey, BGS, she tries to anticipate what I want and do it before I even say anything.
Because she's trained to do that. She's trained to serve you. Okay. And Son Runner, I think he's talked to me. It's not just her; it's the whole entire family, female family group. Okay. It's almost like a carbon copy, and the reason that we're not getting wise is because I can tell you because I got two sisters that are boomers, right? Okay, my mother did not train them how to be a wife, and that's how come one got married and got divorced, and the other one never got married, all that kind of stuff, and they're still not wives. Okay, they don't know how to be. But anyway, let me get out of here. Let Roger get off here. I'm just even in the face of all this evidence and faith. The one thing I can say about my dirty foot Jose's and the passport bros, okay, they're teaching you that culture does matter. How that woman is trained and raised and stuff like that does matter. Okay, there's a difference between the silent generation and before and the women now. Okay, what they still women. But guess what? How come they act different? There's a reason for that. It's how you trained. Anyhow, let me get out of here.
All right. Well, appreciate you for coming, BJS. Appreciate you for coming. You know what? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let some last words get in from anybody who want to get a last word in. Rael, we'll start at your end and we'll work our way to perfect timing. We not gonna jump you after the show, Gold P. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Nobody jump you. But Rael, any last words, my brother?
I'll be in the back, bro.
Okay. Emperor, any last words from you?
To all the host saviors, I got one thing to say to you. If Jesus couldn't save the hoes, why are you trying? What makes you think you're better than Jesus?
Okay. Let me read this real quick from Black Who Strikes, and then we'll continue with the closing statements. He said, the only reason I could keep my family together is because my wife's family, they wouldn't let her leave even when she wanted to leave. Okay. It don't get no realer than that, y'all. It don't get no realer than that. All right. Tunnel Runner, you got it?
Well, yeah, I was going to say, I mean, just like Black Guru said, I got backup from her brothers and her father, her family. So they support the marriage. So make sure she gets on your program. Make sure you have another family to support your family. And, brothers have a good weekend. Enjoy your weekend.
Okay. That'll be SOS Interpreter. You got it?
No, go on to Gold P.
Gold P.
I'm here.
Any last words before we go?
Yes, sir. I'm not concerned about getting jumped.
They coming to jump you now. Don't get it twisted now. They coming up to jump you.
I've been jumped many times. And it doesn't change who I am and what I say and what I stand on. Indeed, I am the universe. I was, is, and shall be. I am all in all. You can't do nothing when God is in your presence except embrace him. And I will leave it at that.
Hey, my man. Perfect timing. Any last words from you, brother?
I cook your food. I wash your clothes. I make your dinner too. As soon as you get home from work. Roger, you ain't said honor in a long time, I just wanted to point that out. Yo, honor ain't came out Roger's mouth, and I don't know about 45 minutes.
I'm just trying to have a good show, my brother. I'm just
You
trying to
really
have a good
have.
show.
Great design, great show. I ain't heard you say honor once, and you let this thing spiral. But it was a great show, brother. I see y'all in the back, man. You know, y'all keep cooking that dinner, man. You know, and it's soup song, man. Soup song.
Okay. I'm gonna deal with you in the back, brother. All right. Now y'all seen that Champ the Champ has come up and Jado come up, but they coming up for Bible study. So I just want Gold P to know they came up here to jump you, man. That's what's going on. That's what's going on. Okay. I ain't saying
I told you who I be. I told you who I be all the time. It don't matter.
So he ready for the smoke.
I can handle a whole street gang. Not a problem.
Okay, y'all. Well, I'm gonna close it out. I think it's been a great show, y'all. Real talk though, we got a few different perspectives out here about the highest honor a woman can give to a man. I do want men to really start thinking about that concept. You know, get other brothers to start thinking about that concept, because it's something that black men should actually think about. Because if we do think about that, I think we will get us to move a little bit different. Okay, that honor thing is important. Okay, and what the highest honor is a very important thing, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't think about honor number 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6 too. Okay, but I'm just saying, you know, I don't want to put women down, or quote unquote, but just maybe the best they can do would just be filthy rags to us. That doesn't mean they shouldn't do it though. Okay, whatever level you think it is, God wants us to do it, even though he say to him it's filthy rags, but he still wants us to do it. And I'm not saying you got to believe in my God, but however you are religiously, or if you atheist, what should her honor be to you? I think it's important for me to really actually think about. Real talk. So I'm gonna get on up out of here, y'all. It's been a great week. If y'all are new to the channel, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Y'all hype me up. We do this Monday through Friday, Chicago time. Okay, Chicago time. You might be in Vegas. We ain't talking about your time. We talking about Chicago time. 9 a.m. Monday through Friday. Y'all have a great weekend. Long live the Habitual Line Steppers. I'm Roger. I'm right. And I'm out.
Jump out.
All right, y'all. Now, if y'all open up